Ube Bubog, School of Hard Knocks, Sway Stagall. Fade in. Exterior Mantawi Island, at Police Station Day, Philippines. Ding Bangus, 20, thick glasses, jumps off the steps of a police station and runs on the sidewalk holding his phone.
Bangus D, past 24 hours with no charges filed in your case. Sign here, and you're free to go.
Exterior Fortuna Street, through sidewalk vendors Day, later. Ding dodges vendors, reading on his phone. Where are you, Lolo? Until he bumps the vigilante's masked spotter, 20s, right off his scooter, now waving to a passing bike, and as Ding texts Lolo, this motorcycle U-turns, so he sprints. Two vigilantes on a black motorcycle catch up fast, riding behind him as he lobs pomelos from every farmer's stand he passes. But the black rider pulls out his bolo and hacks through the citrusy flurry until Ding hoists a watermelon up into the driver's helmet and sploom! Both riders fall off the bike as he ducks into an alley. Exterior, interior, squatter's village, entrance alleyway, Day. The vigilante bikers remount and race into the alley, but are slowed by narrow passages until it opens up to a plaza. Exterior village plaza on basketball court, with game, Day. The vigilantes ride out onto a squatter's basketball court, drive through the players, and find Ding. But Ding hookshots a basketball into the black rider, and he pulls down on his driver's arm, and the bike speeds up as players jump out of their way until kablam! They smash into the goalpost. Basketball players stomp on the fallen vigilantes, but when they pull out guns, the players scatter, and Ding runs to the village chapel. Interior chapel with funeral, backroom ladder to rooftop, Day. Ding jogs into a funeral service, past the casket and into a back room, jumps onto a ladder and climbs up to the 6th floor foyer, slips through a window into a chicken coop and crawls over bird crap to step out onto a semi-connected patchwork of tin shanty roofs with gaps between them, and exterior chapel roof, edge of shanty rooftops, moving, same. Ding runs the edge of rooftops along Fortuna Street as the two vigilantes ride below, firing up at him. Blam, blam, and planters explode, stray cats scramble, and bullets cut holes in hanging laundry as the rooftop ends and he jumps off. Exterior from beer store, across gap onto church roof, same. Ding sails above a tower of beer crates stacked up from the sidewalk below and crash lands on the church's tin roof. He slides into the rain gutter, runs in it, then dives into a lower floor's open window, but lands face first, breaking his glasses. He slides down a ladder, skips out an alleyway, then stumbles across the street to a Gringo's Lechon Barbecue. Exterior Fortuna Street at Gringo's Lechon Barbecue next day. The spotter rides past the squatter village on his scooter, U-turns at Gringo's Lechon Barbecue sign and pulls over. Interior Gringo's Lechon Barbecue, inside parking spaces, same. Ding, wearing broken glasses, paces past the internal VIP parking next to his table as he video chats with his Tita.
The police arrest you, Tita, but Mayor Tuco tells them to let you go. No charges filed. Then vigilantes come and they kablam, kablam! Remember that pusher, Elmore Blanky?
Dialogue continues over exterior police station on front steps days ago, flashback. Cousin Elmore, 30, jumps off the police station steps, then dodges sidewalk vendors and jumps over the spotter's scooter to wave at taxis. They all just drive past him. Exterior Fortuna Street on sidewalk, Day, minutes later. Finally, a white taxi pulls up. The black door swings open, revealing a Philippine flag sticker, and Elmore gets in fast as the spotter carefully texts their license plate number.
Police let him go. No charges filed. So their spotter could text his GPS location and taxi's plate number to the vigilantes, and they could...
Interior, white taxi in backseat, moving, Day. Petite Janice, 20s, looks at her skinny cousin Elmore.
Lucky you saw me, cousin. What? I don't sell shampoo anymore. Come on. I know you believe me, right?
The taxi stops behind a jeepney, and as squatters jump out, exterior behind taxi in rear window, two heads, same. Behind them, two motorcycles pull up with vigilantes riding in tandem. Koala Boy, masked back rider, signals, and...
Execute him, even while he sits next to an innocent person.
Rider 2, masked, pulls a gun, aims it at Cousin Elmore's head in the taxi's rear window and fires. Kablam! Kablam! In taxi's rear window, Cousin Elmore's head explodes. The glass shatters and shard pieces fly out, cutting into Janice's arm as she pushes open her door. Exterior Fortuna Street, Squatter Village, white taxi, day. Janice screams at vigilantes racing away as she runs around the car to pull Elmore's door handle, but he falls out, dead. Taxi driver, 60, picks up his police station paperwork.
Release 4, no charges filed.
End flashback. Exterior, Gringo's Lechen in VIP parking lot, night, present. Ding staggers past SUVs, still video chatting on his phone.
Hide out in your house? No way, Tita. I'm stuck here at Gringo's. Anywhere I go, the spotter follows me there.
Ding limps between trucks to his reserved table, gulps a few quick shots, then walks away through the entrance foyer, where he notices a public commotion right across the street. Exterior, across Fortuna Street, at Squatter Village, same. Colonel Tamara, 30s, masked, waves to hard-hatted men with sledgehammers in Mayor's Demolition Team t-shirts, and they leap off a city truck as squatters flee past torn, vandalized posters of Mayor Tuco and Governor Mukong. The demolition team runs into Tanad's store and hammers down his wall as an old woman pops out and limps toward Gringo's.
Talk louder, Tita. Mayor's team is smashing down the squad again. The land must be worth billions by now.
Interior Tanad's Sorry store, demolished, break of dawn. The demolition team stands up on broken rubble, pointing as Tanad, 80, still inside, raises his Tanad's badge. They turn away and see Ding, the spotter, so they all laugh. Interior, Gringo's Lechen, Ding's reserved table at sunrise. Ding runs back to his table, holding the phone to his ear.
Plan? My plan is to stay here at Gringo's. I'm hiring a UFC fighter from this anti-bully website to protect me. Wait, Tita, hold on. An Americano. He's here. Bye. I love you too, Tita. Okay, sige. I'll come your way if this doesn't work out. No, he has no idea. Okay, bye.
A departing taxi's headlights cast the shadow of a large man walking in from the street, and it's Clutch Cobra Carsten. Interior Sportsman Bar, New Hampshire, USA, day, flashback. Clutch Cobra Carsten, 30, muscled, sits at the bar in jail release clothes, watching Manny Pacquiao boxing on TV.
Like seeing a ghost. It's been ages since you've been in here, Cobra.
Only one other customer watching 10 widescreen TVs as the bartender, Paul, 20s, slides a beer in front of Clutch.
Just wrapped up a bit on my B&E. Hey, where's that Manny Pac-Man from?
On all the TVs, Manny throws a left hook that knocks out Ricky Hatton, then raises his arms as the huge crowd cheers.
And he's from the Philippines. Tough place. A lot of pro fighters go there to train.
Clutch points to bartender Paul's phone on the bar.
They probably need trainers. Maybe even book me for a UFC fight.
Paul hands his phone to Clutch while blue-collar Bob, 40, watches him Google search UFC Philippines with disdain.
There's no Ultimate Fighting Championships in Asia yet. Duh, huh?
But on Paul's phone, a Philippine UFC website loads and the text reads, "Seeking fighters for the first sanctioned UFC fight in the history of beautiful Mantawi Island."
Score. Pro fighters wanted for the first UFC fight in Philippine history. Promoters here won't hire me. My dream is to fight in UFC.
Clutch types his registration on the website and hands the phone to Paul, beeping as he reads the emailed response.
You're on the card for the heavyweight division. Book a flight to Mantawi ASAP. Sir Andoy, promoter.
That was fast. Okay, I gotta build a website with my fight pictures.
Clutch does fight poses as Paul snaps pictures on his phone.
Thanks. You can shoot videos from my anti-bullying training DVDs. We'll sell them online. My other dream is teaching kids how to fight bullies.
Forget your stupid dreams. Go find a job. A job. Like everybody else.
Clutch walks away, but stops, lost in creative thought.
Stay, have more beers. I'm buying.
I'll upload your pics to my new Keeping Bullies at Bay website and offer private lessons. But now, I gotta go. Police might show up.
No, why would the cops come here?
Clutch smashes Bob's head into his soup and it rebounds off the bar as he collapses to the floor and lays twitching.
I don't know. Just a hunch, I guess.
Clutch double kicks Bob's ribcage, stopping the ticks, then runs across the room and crashes into the fire doors. Wham! Exterior, sportsman bar, fire exit doors, onto sidewalk, same. Clutch emerges through the fire doors, setting off alarms, and looks back, cringing. But inside, Paul pays off his bar tab with his own money, then gives Clutch a thumbs up and...
Good luck, Cobra. Don't forget us out there in the Asian octagon.
Clutch turns and speed runs the sidewalk, passing a few dozen storefronts in a blur, until he sees the sign of a local travel agency and jogs up to the office windows. Interior travel agency in office windows later that night. Clutch leans back in his chair as police cars pass by on the street, but travel agent Katrina, 20s, just types away.
And what day did you want to leave?
Right now.
Can't. You booked 2 days in advance for international flights. Hold it. Travel advisory in effect. Ted goes there all the time. Ted, this TA is something he should worry about?
Travel agent Ted, 49, rolls his chair right over.
Sure is. 40 reporters just got massacred there. Your nickname of the Philippines is the slaughterhouse. You still want to go?
Clutch nods yes, and a ticket emerges from Katrina's printer. Ted hands him the ticket, but won't release it.
Do not travel to any Muslim zones. They kidnap Americans and crack. Also, election season is right now. Politicians shooting each other, but the ladies are nice there. Whoa.
Ted releases the ticket, hips swaying, and a frowning Katrina waves goodbye as Clutch heads for the door. Exterior, Governor's Club, Capitol Building, night, Philippines. Outside the former Capitol, converted to a gentleman's club, Mayor Tuco, 30, thin, frowns at his vandalized campaign posters next to Vice Mayor Rando, 50s, but muscular.
See, when he dies, no more shanty demolitions. I'm acting governor. As my mayor, you will focus only on expanding my drug war, island-wide.
Vice Mayor Rando, fake smiles to feign interest.
Well, what if Mukong survives, and how do you get rid of his huge son, Ondoy?
Nobody believes he can survive the next transplant. Stay right here.
The red front doors of the club swing open for Mayor Tuco. Interior club in private back room, cash counting table, night. Piles of cash, money counters, and political posters on a pool table that Ondoy, 30, boyish giant, examines next to Governor Mukong, 60, obese, his well-dressed father.
Who you got new campaign posters printed up, Dad? What do you think?
Son, return those posters. My skin's yellow. They did it on purpose. See, Mayor's skin looks perfect.
Mayor Tuco strolls in like a rock star, checking his phone.
I'm glad you're here. I need you to keep smashing down the squatter shanties. You're way behind. Put your team back on my demolitions.
The mayor shows pictures of Tanad's store on the phone.
Look, I did. We already smashed the Donut's store. Now maybe he'll stop filing complaints at City Hall.
But Governor Mukong pulls out a gun and waves it around.
And that's it? You're supposed to demolish this entire village by now.
The squatters filed TRO restraining orders blocking me. They have your development plans. Someone we know is helping them. What can I do?
Governor pulls his shirt up to show a belly of scars.
6 livers so far, but it didn't stop me. You're tying up all your men with this vigilante drug war.
Ondoy scoops cash in a bag and throws it to Mayor Tuco.
Well, if it keeps squatters from ripping up all your posters.
The governor starts shooting blam, blam at Mayor Tuco posters above the mayor's head as he runs out of the club.
He rips me off because I'm so sick. We transfer livers soon. Then no one disrespect me here, on my island.
Interior, exterior, Mantawi Airport. Arrivals, Terminal A, next day. Clutch walks past a hostess, 20, holding sales signs for Governor's certified pre-construction phase condos, and he goes out the exit door, waving to taxis that all drive away. Leaving, taxi driver who pulls on a wire and opens his back door, which displays a faded Philippine flag sticker. Interior, white taxi, moving moments later. Sweat beads on Clutch's forehead as taxi driver, smiling with missing teeth, floors it and turns the AC up to max.
No suitcase? Okay. You guapo means handsome. You looking for ladies?
Sports stadium. I'm fighting in UFC tonight. Need a phone, Sam. Hey.
Taxi driver finally looks back at the street, but a mining truck blocks the road. So he swerves around it, scraping fenders, drives up onto the sidewalk, and then brakes hard before a phone vendor's stall. But his car rolls forward. His fender lightly bumps the display, and it collapses.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. SIM cards were right here. Maybe they can rebuild soon.
Interior Montawi Sports Stadium, upper bleachers that night. Under a first ever UFC fight banner, Governor Mukong with Ondoy, Mayor Tuco, General Gambog, Pig Ugly, 50, Captain Ruping, Slender, 40, and Jocelyn, Beauty Queen, 20, all sit behind. Royal Guards, basketball tall, 20s.
I'm old school. I always bet large on cockfighting, but this MMA?
From lower bleachers, indigenous warriors boo up at them.
This is cockfighting, but with humans. We can rig every match. Totally safe. We bet $6 million on the big American I imported.
As they look below, two reporters, college age, pretend to shoot the fight but turn and snap photos of the governor.
Guards! Arrest those reporters! So you fixed our Americana to win?
They both see at the center of the stadium, in fighting cage, Clutch's first kick is caught by the local fighter, 30, but he hops around, punching him until his leg is released, then throws a double uppercut, but just catches air.
Don't worry, Dad. The American still wins after this opening round.
Local returns swinging high, so Clutch gut punches him, and he staggers as Clutch steps in, slips in sweat, lurches forward, and headbutts his cheek, opening a bad gash. And the referee holds them to stop it as the entire crowd boos. Governor Mukong sees below in lower bleachers. Royal Guard sees the two reporters, but indigenous warriors intervene and free them, then jump off the bleachers, run to the fighting cage, and rip open the entrance door.
Illegal move. He's disqualified. You lost my money on a fixed match, and natives are writhing. Let's go!
Interior fighting cage at open entrance door, damaged, night. Royal Guards scuffle at the door with indigenous warriors as their Prince Lumatak, 30, climbs inside the cage.
Bro, you're just a psycho Americano. You did that to hurt the guy?
The crowd chants Lumatak as he walks up to Clutch.
No, it was an accident. I slipped.
Prince Lumatak kicks through Clutch's arm block and tags his head, but also slips, falls backwards, flailing, and his neck goes right into Clutch's side-angled chokehold, and his fans boo louder and toss water bottles onto Clutch.
Give up. Tap out. Don't be a hero.
But Lumatak won't tap out, so Clutch finally releases him, and he just flops back onto the canvas, gasping for air. Interior-exterior stadium, on stretcher, moving, night, later. Two medics roll Prince Lumatak out on a gurney, while his wife, attorney Blinky Hernandez, 30, runs with him, as Clutch runs next to her, still being pelted by fans' trash.
I'm going. Gotta make sure he's okay.
Interior ambulance, inpatient compartment moving, same. Attorney Blinky sits across from Clutch and smiles.
Filipino fighters never tap out.
Interior Bonghua Hospital, shared room later that night. Prince Lumatak breathes on a tube in bed as Clutch sits next to him, while his wife Blinky signs for his medical charges on a nurse's clipboard, then hands the board and pen back.
35,000 a day. Wow.
The nurse reaches for the pen and kicks Lumatak's bed. Prince Lumatak opens his eyes, and after Blinky grasps his left hand and kisses it, she looks up at Clutch.
Don't worry about him. You should enjoy yourself here. Go have fun.
Interior Bonghua Hospital wing, smoking area room at dawn. Clutch paces past a lit cigarette in an ashtray, but as he takes it out for a puff, his phone beeps and he sees a new message, so he keys in the local number and it rings.
Hello? Dig. You found my website. Being bullied? Sure. I'll train you to fight them in 5 easy lessons for 35,000 pesos a day, plus expenses. Yeah, it is a lot, but, you know, you could pre-order my DVD.
No, it has to be in person. Right away. I'm at Gringo's Lechon.
Exterior Fortuna Street, Gringo's Lechon, open gate sunrise. The white taxi drives off as Clutch jogs through the gate. Interior entrance foyer to Ding's table, moving, present day. Clutch swaggers down the aisles, noticing Ding's broken glasses as he waves from a reserve table in the rear.
Got here as soon as I... Hey, you seem worried. Don't be. I'm here now.
Clutch sits down across from Ding as he chugs a double shot of rum and then pours the next two for himself as well.
I outran them. Slept at this table. Owner's my relative. He's a retired highway patrolman. He isn't afraid of my frat bullies. Here, look.
On phone, Clutch's website says, keeping bullies at bay, bully defense system creator and street toughness trainer, Clutch Cobra Carsten is now in Philippines fighting UFC.
When I found your website, Keeping Bullies at Bay, last night on the internet, I called you right away.
Ding passes a shot to Clutch and he gulps it down.
Tagai. It means that we share one glass. I'm in hiding here because these bullies from a fraternity at my college pledged to kill me today.
Great, that's fantastic. I'll train you to beat them senseless in 5 easy lessons, or your money back.
Clutch tries to high-five Ding, but he just looks scared.
Sir, I can break dance and ride longboards, but I'm no fighter.
You will be. You're training with the best street fighter in the world, Clutch Cobra Carsten, see? I've been shot, stabbed, burned, and run over by an SUV, twice.
Ding looks even more terrified, but forces a weak smile.
And I never lost a fight. My simple techniques work every time. We'll start right now. You got cash? If not, I'm in UFC. I gotta go train.
The rum gone, Ding pours out a Red Horse beer for Clutch.
Pulang Caballo means a red horse, the strong beer of the Philippines.
Ding sees vigilante bikers ride past them, U-turn across the street, then drive up fast to the Lechen's entrance.
You're smart coming to me. We'll solve this here, on the street. They bully you again, it's lesson 1, using the element of surprise.
Interior Gringo's Lechen in entrance foyer day. Vigilante bikers drive into the entrance foyer, parking in plain sight of a family eating breakfast, and they stuff the food into their mouths and flee from the Lechen as Vigilante courier hops off his motorcycle and walks right around chef-hatted Gringo, late 50s, holding up his meat cleaver, and interior dining hall at Ding's reserved table, same. A terrified Ding watches the vigilante walk down the aisle between tables, heading right for him as Gringo follows.
It's a bully! I forgot to mention, they always carry 45s.
Clutch looks annoyed by the new intel, but stays calm.
You don't move. I'll handle this.
Vigilante walks up to Ding's table with Gringo.
Dan Bangus. Delivery for Bangus.
The vigilante courier reaches in his bag, pulls out a gun, and points it at Ding's head, but Clutch stands up, blocks the line of fire with his hands raised, and moves in closer.
Hey, I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble. I don't want...
Now face to face, kablam! Clutch elbows the vigilante's nose, breaking it, grabs his gun arm, twisting it, and vigilante courier's pistol is fired off. Blam, blam, blam! Safely onto the ground, then ripped out of his hand. Clutch side punches the vigilante's courier's spleen, dropping him, then ejects his bullets and kicks them all under a table. Vigilante courier staggers up, then takes a few baby steps toward them, but Clutch pistol whips him, and he falls back onto the floor. Clutch looks closely at the made-in-Mantawi gun as behind him the vigilante gets up again and grabs him around the waist.
Why do you want him to bear hug you like this? Why, is it really good?
Ding just stares at him, too scared to answer.
Because he's totally wide open.
Clutch leans forward as far as he can, then jerks his head backwards to deliver a massive reverse headbutt, and vigilante courier's face, ba-bam, is struck by Clutch's hard skull and sprays blood from a deep cut exposed to the cheekbone as he limps away.
His face is shattered, but he's just too bloody to wrestle with now. So it's time for
Ding runs away as the vigilante stumbles up to them again, throwing wild punches, but Clutch spins and kicks high into his neck and kerplunk cuts him down to the floor.
Roundhouse, my all-time favorite. You see that? Wipeout.
Interior Gringo's kitchen weapons drawer. Day, seconds later. Gringo tosses his gun in a weapons drawer and slams it shut as the vigilante courier crawls past the kitchen doorway and through the foyer to his waiting driver. Vigilante courier climbs up onto his motorcycle with a hand from his driver, and the two vigilantes ride away in front of honking taxis. Interior Gringo's Lechon, Ding's reserve table that night. Chef Gringo serves them bowls of his own house specialty. Lanciao soup number 5 with iced buckets of Red Horse ale.
What is this soup number 5? Tastes like a beef stew, right? Look, I tore his rotator cuff on the disarm. Side punches ruptured his spleen. What more do you want?
Ding's tired eyes scan motorcycles passing in the street.
I'm Clutch Cobra, the world expert on keeping bullies at bay, and I injured him severely, just like I teach it on my DVD courses.
Salamat po. but they'll come here again and again until I'm dead. I underestimated them to you. They're not from my college. I already quit last semester.
I see. And those guys are...
Ding stands up from the table and then paces.
Vigilantes. Ex-military men. Shoot anyone arrested for dealing shabu, what we call crystal meth. 3,000 people killed so far.
Clutch gets up and walks over to him, but Ding turns away.
The cops framed me as a shabu dealer. Now the vigilantes won't stop coming after me until I'm dead. Not frat bullies. Big mistake. I lied. Now I put both of our lives in danger. You better get out of this place, sir. Just leave gringos right now before they return to attack me here again.
But Clutch smiles and puts his hand on Ding's shoulder.
Bullies are bullies. They're all cowards. They can all be beaten. So if you swear you weren't selling shabu, I can stay here and train you. That's Street Fighter's code.
Ding turns around to face him.
Really? You'll still do the lessons now that you know everything? I'm no pusher. I was framed, I swear.
Clutch raises the glass, gulps the shot, refills it with more Red Horse beer, then offers it to Ding.
Tagai, here's to the start of your anti-bully training exercises.
Exterior VIP parking lot. Clutch's beer crate gym, Sunrise. Clutch groans, lifting rock-filled beer crates on his improv circuit training course, startling Ding awake in his chair.
Sawmills, grab a crate, lift it up, do 30 reps, then run. Come on!
Ding shuffles past and strains to lift one of the crates.
Can't I just hire you to take care of these guys? I never work out.
Ding does one rep, then turns to Clutch, looking haggard.
Now run! Come here. I want 10 dips between these chairs, like this. Then run again. Then go there for crunches on that table. And don't worry, you'll have more energy after my course. It gives energy.
Exterior beer crate gym on circuit course later that day. Ding sprints to every rock-filled beer crate, lifts it, then does dips between chairs, sprints through more crate lifts, returns for ab crunches, then sprints to lift crates again. Interior Gringo's Lechon, Ding's reserve table at high noon. Ding returns to a seat with piles of food on his plate, sits next to Clutch, and they both eat with their hands.
Breakfast. Most important meal.
It's true. I got energy now. I did 30 laps. How many do you do?
Clutch drains his Lanceo broth, guzzles a Red Horse beer, belches, puts his legs up, leans back, and closes his eyes.
300, plus 90 dips and 80 crunches, every other day.
Ding shakes his head in amazement.
Spot me. Watch the entrance with Gringo. I did last night. And don't worry, that vigilante ain't coming back here again. He's hospitalized.
Clutch puts his head on his arms and instantly snores, as Ding drags his chair into the foyer and scans the street. Interior Lechon in entrance foyer later that day. Ding sits watching traffic as Vice Mayor Rando jumps from a passing limo and runs to him, so he runs inside to Clutch.
Incoming. I don't know. He could be a vigilante. He's pretty big.
Great. We can work on large opponent takedowns. You open it.
No way. I'm not ready to fight.
As Clutch lifts his head to look, Vice Mayor Rando walks past them both and seats himself at a reserved table.
Okay, I will then. But he looks super hungry, so just hold on.
Interior Lechon at Vice Mayor's table day, minutes later. The nervous waiter delivers Lanceo to Vice Mayor Rando, but when he spears the first morsel, Clutch appears above him.
Extra pounds can stress your heart. Try out my 0-calorie diet plan.
Clutch pulls the tablecloth, flipping his food on the floor, then walks over it as Rando's gun clicks under the table.
So, you're the foreigner protecting Gringo's friend here, eh, right?
Maybe. You a vigilante?
Heck no. I'm Vice Mayor. I eat here every day. Gringo's best lunch out.
The nervous waiter picks up beer bottles as Gringo arrives.
He, Vice Mayor, many times here.
Everyone laughs until Vice Mayor tables his huge gun. The nervous waiter just throws his bottles up and runs away. But Clutch catches them one at a time and puts them back down.
Sorry, I thought he's a vigilante.
It's okay. That's why I came. The drug war is a fraud. The mayor's drug lord and me and some honest police plan on rebelling very soon.
Gringo returns with a new dinner, but Vice Mayor gets up.
Mayor's meeting the governor now. Not sure what they'll do. Try to stay alive, okay? We can't work together if you're both dead. I've got to return before they miss me.
As they all watch, Vice Mayor Rando shakes Ding's hand, then sprints out of the foyer into Fortuna Street and leaps through the open window of his passing mayoral limousine, and the engine revs before it races away down the street. Interior Governor's Club men's room door, day, that moment. Outside the men's room, General Gambog knocks on the door.
I have my own private air force, you know. I'll have you all killed.
Boss, it's me. Mayor's here with your son, Ondoy. And your militia, only one chopper, left flying now.
Flush, and the governor falls out the door onto Mayor Tuco.
I spent everything he gave me on the war on drugs. Now I need budget increase for that American you imported. He beat up my shooter.
I have liver disease, but my brain is fine. The drug war is to kill off your competition drug lord.
Governor Mukong shoves himself off the mayor and paces away.
What? Is another conspiracy theory? You've gone crazy.
Ondoy works for you, General, here. Everyone's on your payroll. I know everything. I'm the big boss. You have motorcycle assassins, but I have an Apache attack helicopter.
You want me to helicopter in your militia and just wipe them out?
Mayor Tuco tries to assert himself.
At election near squatters? With a foreigner? Too much bad publicity. And the college reporters are there already, taking a lot of pictures.
Koala Boy strolls in and puts his arm on Governor Mukong.
That's why we should be the ones handling it. I'll send my best vigilantes and end it quickly.
Okay, go! You're already too late. Ondoy's taking this personally.
The governor hands cash to the mayor, who hands some off to Koala Boy, and he runs out of the club as they follow. Exterior Governor's Club entrance on front steps, same. The governor and mayor see Ondoy rides away, but Koala Boy jumps on his Ducati bike, rides even faster, and passes him.
You're brainwashing Ondoy with your vigilante fraternity, but if he gets hurt, the same will happen to you.
Mayor Tuco gets in his mayoral limo behind Vice Mayor Rando. Interior, Gringo's Lechon, at Ding's reserve table, day. Ding drinks next to Clutch with his head on the table.
Big mistake, that politician trying to help us. But it's because I'm tired. I need a break. Spot me.
Ding sees a masked vigilante riding a black motorcycle, roars past the entrance gate, and then quickly U-turns.
Sir, a vigilante. Run and hide.
You sure? Probably not even one. Let me go check it out.
Ding drives behind the landscaping bushes to watch the road as a frowning Clutch gets up and bounds through the foyer.
Always take the offensive. Always show you're not afraid. Worst thing you can do in a fight is cover up.
Clutch struts boldly out into the street, waving his fists. Exterior on Fortuna Street, next to Squatter Village, day. Koala Boy parks his Ducati racing bike and raises his binoculars to reconnoiter Clutch inside the Lechon, but...
That's Koala Boy, the leader of the vigilantes. He's scoping us out.
Koala Boy sees Clutch flexing his muscles in the street, so he pulls his binoculars down, revs his bike, and speeds away. Interior Lechon, over under Ding's table, day, minutes later. Clutch searches for a beer as Ding hides under the table.
Did you see that? I won without a fight. Teaching you street smarts.
Teaching me? Nobody's even lasted 24 hours fighting against the vigilantes. What's that noise?
Exterior on Fortuna Street, Ondoy's motorcycle, moving, day. Ondoy's Harley-Davidson motorbike thunders up the street as sidewalk vendors close shops and flee until the sound of big exhaust pipes stops right outside of Gringo's Lechon. Interior, Gringo's Lechon through entrance foyer, day, later. Ondoy, the masked vigilante, walks in, grabs the newspaper out of Gringo's hands, and heads to a table near Clutch.
He's huge. Sumo size. Plus.
Interior Lechon in reserved tables section, same. Masked Ondoy sits down at his own reserved table to read the paper, while Clutch still lectures to Ding under the table.
Size doesn't win fights. Skill wins fights. My opener needs some slang, but...
Ding whispers some offensive Filipino words to Clutch, and then he steps over to the table masked Ondoy, where, At Ondoy's reserved table, Clutch rips the newspaper out of masked Ondoy's hands.
Pam! Kapangit! Dugong! Go away, you ugly sea cow.
Ondoy rises, gut shooting the table into Clutch, but he parries it and throws a 5-punch combo back and drops him down onto a plastic chair that shatters under his obesity. Between two reserved tables, masked Ondoy starts to get up, but Clutch double knees him in the face, and he falls back to the floor and lies, dazed, as Clutch kicks in, his ribs, liver, kidneys, and spleen.
Always kick a man when he's down. Ex-girlfriend taught me that.
Clutch walks back to Ding's table as Ondoy groans. Interior lechon at Ding's table with beer bottles day later. Ding pours Clutch a glass of beer but knocks it over when behind them, masked Ondoy rises again and walks in closer as Clutch smashes chairs one by one over his head. But Ondoy arrives to throw him up on the table, and Clutch rolls off some bottles and stands up into Ondoy's chokehold. Clutch back kicks Ondoy's nuts again and again and tries to pull his head out of the tightening choke, but masked Ondoy channels testicular pain and clamps Clutch's throat shut. Clutch, not breathing, scans the floor nearby and spots a fork, so he reverse headbutts Ondoy, drags him to it, and stomps on the tines. A metal fork catapults up in the air as Clutch jumps for it, but Ondoy jumps even higher, catches it, and chuckles in glee. Clutch, not breathing, just grabs the fork away, blindly spears behind him, and masked Ondoy, sprung, gets a fork in the eye socket, roars in pain, and releases Clutch. And as his hands reach up to grasp the handle, Clutch's uppercut hits him and he drops his arms. Clutch breathes, then spin kicks into Ondoy's head, cutting him down flat as he dives on him, lands knees to chest, pummels him with elbows, and rolls off into stand-up position. But between two reserved tables, masked vigilante Ondoy just lays motionless on the floor.
Knockout! Come on, let's leave. Let them collect their fallen zero.
Sir, let's transfer to my house and get your training fee from my Lolo.
Ding and Clutch walk with Gringo as he rolls masked Ondoy out to the street on a trash cart, dumps him next to his big Harley, and two reporters shoot pictures of it laughing. Interior, Tito's mansion, at entrance foyer display that night. Clutch scans photos of Ding breakdancing at his science fair between unfinished oil paintings signed by Edwin.
It was all his idea, and he's gonna achieve big things training with me.
Lolo Edwin, 70, unkempt, takes a few swigs from a flask of homemade mango wine that's tucked in his shirt pocket.
Well, it is certainly a large fee. Are you sure you're even certified to teach here in Asia?
Clutch notices Lolo staring down at his jailhouse sneakers.
Look, Lolo, my family was poor. They couldn't afford any college. But I am certified multiple degree holder in the School of Hard Knocks. And you can well afford some tuition for Ding here.
We call it a University of Life.
Tito Guapito, 40, enters the kitchen looking perturbed as Ding grabs his skateboard and Lolo Edwin quickly guides Clutch out the front door and closes it in Tito's face. Exterior, Tito's mansion on marble front steps, singing. Lolo Edwin counts his money as they see Nurse Marisol, 20, hijabi, exits from her taxi at the entrance gate.
It's Tito Guapito's house, not mine, and he paid in college tuition. But I saved up an emergency fund. You really gonna follow through, maybe even graduate this time?
Ding nods yes. Lolo Edwin passes his bundle of cash to Clutch and they shake hands on it.
Deal. That's a down payment. You teach him to survive this attack. Next time, I'll give you the rest.
Lolo Edwin waves to Marisol's taxi driver to wait for Clutch as she walks past them to the front door.
My cousin. No boyfriend since birth.
Clutch is struck silent by Marisol's radiant beauty.
Okay, guys. Marisol has nursing board exams coming up. See you both later.
Lolo opens the door to Tito standing there, so he carefully shepherds Marisol past him and slams it shut in his face. Clutch looks at Ding and then they race each other up the walkway and dive into the back seat of the waiting taxi. Interior, white taxi, back seat moving, night, minutes later. The taxi slowly pulls up to Gringo's entrance and instantly the spotter texts as two reporters snap pictures of them.
No way. Turn around. Too popular for us here. Hey, I got money now. Where's the best sports bar?
Ding and Clutch flop back in the seat as the taxi U-turns.
Capital Bar. But we can't go there. It's the Governor's VIP club. For mayors delivering bribes to him.
Lesson 2. Recon their cockroach nest for enemy intel. Put all the pressure on them. Driver, go there.
Ding and Clutch slide over as the taxi takes a right. Interior Governor's Club, private back room, pool table, night. The governor leans against a pool table, smoking a cigar, while Dr. Go reluctantly pumps up his blood pressure cuff.
For Muslimas, the cleanest donors. 3 days, I sell there and back. Wait, what is that?
Ondoy totters in, using a walker, his left eye bandaged.
A motorcycle accident.
Vigilantes! Fraternity of fools! Until my liver transfer, you run my businesses only like this!
The governor grabs the walker and strikes Captain Ruping.
Get going! You've got 2 days to sail there and back, or we both die!
The governor pukes bile as the captain runs into the bar. Interior Capital Bar at dining booth, night, seconds later. Captain Ruping sneaks past them right as Clutch removes his contact lenses, and Ding hands his glasses over to Clutch.
I wore these same glasses. I was a scrawny kid. Got my butt kicked every day by neighborhood bullies. Then I got some contact lenses and learned how to fight back.
Contacts? Contacts for glasses that big?
Yeah, go to an eye doctor tomorrow. You can't fight anybody in these.
As royal guards surround the table, Clutch looks up to see Mayor Tuco in a red satin jacket, just like on his posters.
Nice to see you, Mayor. But there's vigilantes chasing my friend here.
Mayor Tuco drops 2 bottles of Cobra booze on the table, and several severed snakeheads float around inside them.
My gift to you, and apologies. We are really busy investigating them.
The mayor walks off when voices argue in the back room, and Colonel Tamara sings videoke at Ding as he toasts them.
Let's go. Give those 2 girls a night off. Add 4,000 peso.
Clutch adds money to the bill as Ding grabs his skateboard and 2 girls jump off the stage to follow them out. Exterior Governor's Club, on street, moving to taxi, night. Spotter rides slowly behind Ding and his group until they sprint to their white taxi, pile in, and drive away.
Mantawi Mom, and lose the spotter. That was crazy what we just did. Girls, hi, I'm Ding. That's Clutch. He's the UFC fighter training me.
Interior Governor's Club in back room night at that moment. Governor Mukong feels graft money in envelopes on the pool table, now covered with thin envelopes of cash and frowns.
Drain the Muslim zone to pay out. Cut their water, power, and TV every day until, hey, it's empty.
Ondoy uses the one good arm to sort his bribe envelopes.
You're Mayor Tuco again. He claims you owe money for the drug war.
Oh, remind me to shut him. I'm going to comfort room. Kid is failing.
General Gambog runs up to the governor waving his phone.
Mayor's here. Americano beat up his vigilantes and he wants more cash.
Exterior Mantawi Mall, glass door exit night, hours later. 2 girls applaud as Ding opens the mall doors to Clutch.
Thanks for the loan. I got you some new contacts. I got a haircut, took off my braces, and got you these.
Ding hands flip-flops to Clutch, then admires his new street brawler image being reflected in the glass doors.
Filipinos always wear flip-flops.
Interior Gringo's lechon at videoke machine later that night. The spotter sees Clutch helps Gringo tack a flag on the wall, red side up, as the 2 girls show him the songbook.
Anything but my way. My way is totally banned in the Philippines.
Many gunfights heading my way.
Clutch selects My Way and sings when the music plays, but Gringo cuts the power, leaving Clutch to glare at Ding.
We learn from you, but you should also learn from us Filipinos.
You're right. Absolutely right.
Interior Governor's Club back room night that moment. Mayor Tuco and Koala Boy approach the pool table, checking the time and then synchronizing their watches together.
When they were here, I gave them Cobra booze. Spotter tailed them home. It won't be long now. Kaput.
Americano visited by local girls with reporters there too. We need a surgical strike. I'll cable him.
Interior Gringo's Lechon, Ding's reserved table that night. Clutch and Ding clink shots of Cobra booze as two girls snore in their chairs next to empty iced buckets of beer.
I'm ready to fight. I'm gonna back you up all the way, from now on.
Relax, champ. Lesson 3's coming. Just don't sleep on your watch, okay?
Clutch goes head down on the table and instantly snores. Interior Governor's Club back room, late night, that moment. Mayor Tuco's phone beeps, but the governor grabs it away.
Sputter texting, they passed out. Drag the Americano away from there. Shoot him and ditch the body. Go!
Governor Mukong hands cash to the mayor and he dispenses a few bills to Koala Boy. The governor switches their pay. Interior Gringo's Lechon, Ding's reserved table at dawn. Ding snores with the two girls also snoring, all heads on the table, asleep in their chairs. But as the sun rises, a vigilante hanging upside down on a wire above them comes lower and lower as the daylight gets brighter until Koala Boy, hanging by a wire above Clutch, places a collar around his neck and snaps a padlock on it, then raises himself back up to the roofline as a jeepney sounds its horn. Beep, beep. In his chair, Clutch abruptly awakens, but an iron collar is now around his neck, bolted to a long steel cable trailing off into the foyer.
Hey, you sentinels, wake up now. This thing is padlocked onto me.
Ding jumps up from his seat, grabs the cable and follows it out of the Legion's entrance foyer and into the street. Exterior on Fortuna Street, turbo jeepney with cable mount, day. Ding sees the cable is bolted onto a turbo diesel jeepney, and as Koala Boy notices him in the street, he waves to the driver to rev the engine as Ding sprints back to Clutch. Interior, Gringo's Lechon, in reserved dining area, day. Ding runs Clutch around a wooden beam supporting the roof and then slashes the cable with a knife as Gringo chops it with a cleaver, but they can't cut through its wire core. They all see, in jeepney on Fortuna Street, the driver downshifts the jeepney. It lurches forward, and the cable rises up taut all the way into Gringo's. Interior Gringo's in reserved dining area, day. Clutch looks at Ding as the cable pulls hard on the creaking roof beam, but it stops the jeepney's momentum for a few milliseconds, right before the massive native mahogany roof beam, boom, pulls out and is dragged toward the street, and Clutch runs with it, holding his cable and hopping over debris. From Ding's table, two girls pass Ding his skateboard and he jumps on it and kicks off in rolling pursuit as they run into the street to flag a taxi. Exterior, Lechon, onto Fortuna Street, moving, day. Ding leg pumps his board out of the Lechon, jumps off the curb onto the pavement and kicks down the street as, further down, Fortuna Street, Clutch sprints through morning traffic, forcing beeping cars and swerving bikes to skid out of his way, just as Ding comes up from the rear, taking big strides on his skateboard to catch up. And finally, he gets even and rides the board under Clutch's running flip-flops.
Get on my board, now!
Clutch jumps on the skateboard and... On Ding's skateboard, Ding and Clutch ride in tandem, holding their cable and laughing, but get serious when the jeepney whips around them the corner. On Ding's skateboard, Ding and Clutch ride in tandem, holding their cable and laughing, but get serious when the jeepney whips them around a corner. Exterior, rough side street, Ding's skateboard moving, day. Ding and Clutch are pulled into a semi-paved side street, disappear into a huge pothole, then pop out of it to see, on his Ducati, Koala Boy is there waiting for them, parked on the sidewalk next to three vigilantes on a black motorcycle. And at his signal, three vigilantes ride off the sidewalk and drive behind Ding and Clutch, down the street, around a traffic circle, onto the highway. Exterior, provincial highway in heavy traffic, moving, day. Ding and Clutch slalom. Ding and Clutch slalom hubble trucks at high speed until a stalled taxi blocks their lane. The jeepney swerves, aligning the cable to pull them straight into it. On Ding's skateboard moving, Ding and Clutch roll faster towards the taxi, and its front door opens as the old driver inside leaps out and runs away.
Get ready. We gotta jump over it.
A stalled taxi, Ding and Clutch leap into the air as the skateboard rolls under the taxi, disappearing, and two pairs of flip-flops scrape dirt on the taxi's roof. But they make it, and Ding and Clutch, flying, fall toward the pavement, and as the skateboard reappears from under the taxi, they land on it perfectly. On skateboard, Ding and Clutch get jerked away by the cable, but grab on and reel it in hand over hand to get close up with the jeepney until exterior, jeepney on highway at back ladder, moving, day. Ding and Clutch reach the back ladder of the jeepney and Clutch jumps on. Then Ding leaps on, holding his skateboard, as Clutch climbs up and dives onto the truck's long roof. Interior, exterior jeepney in driver's cabin, moving, day. As Clutch's steps get closer, the passenger points his gun up to shoot through the roof, but the driver grabs his arm.
Not in here. This is better.
The vigilante driver sharply turns the steering wheel, veering to the side of the road, passing under a row of needle-thorn trees with droopy, low-hanging branches, each bearing multiple clusters of needle-sharp thorns. Exterior, under thorn trees on jeepney's roof, moving, day. Thorn clusters scourge Clutch as he crawls forward to the driver's cabin and hangs his bleeding legs over the truck windshield and shatters it with the backs of both heels. Underneath him, in driver's cabin, the passenger fires up, blam, blam, through the roof. The driver grabs the gun away from him and uses it to smash a hole in the shattered windshield glass, only to see now oxen carts are crossing the road ahead, and he panic turns. Exterior highway, jeepney's back ladder moving, day. The jeepney rides on two wheels as Ding dives off the back ladder with his skateboard and rolls away in the grass. Exterior highway, right before bridge over a canyon, day. The jeepney falls on its side, bang, and slides off the highway with Clutch clinging to a window frame, grinding over gravel until it stops at the steep canyon's edge. Exterior, at River Canyon's edge, a jeepney swaying, day. The jeepney's metal body creaks, balancing at the edge of the steep canyon until Clutch falls off and the cab end rises and the truck end slides backwards right over the edge and falls into the canyon, taking his cable with it.
You're an amazing student. You really improved a lot. Good luck.
Clutch salutes Ding as his cable zips over the cliff edge. Interior, Governor's Club, private back room earlier that day. Colonel Tamara lifts heavy luggage with cash leaking out the sides as General Gambog tries to take it away from him.
Time to move, Gambog. It's okay. Trust Tamara to move that one. He's a graduate of the academy.
Ondoy opens a hidden door to an escape tunnel as Gambog and Colonel Tamara roll the cash-filled luggage bags into it. Exterior, Club's backlot, cargo chopper hovering, day later. The Governor and Colonel Tamara sit on luggage in the cargo bay as pilot General Gambog flies it sideways from overload.
Learn how to fly, Gambog, you idiot!
Exterior, canyon edge, boulder dump, day, present moment. Ding grabs Clutch to run him around boulders and snags the cable just as the Governor's chopper passes overhead.
Look, Ondoy, your crazy foreigner is trying to bungee jump! Ha ha ha!
Seen from chopper, Clutch's collar cable goes to the rocks and over the canyon edge and down to the hanging jeepney. Exterior, canyon jeepney hanging on cable, day. The jeepney swings in midair as the cable goes taut right to the rocks and stretches the cable out between them and slips when a boulder leans forward. But their combined stony weight holds it and the cable just snaps. Exterior, riverbank, jeepney falling, day, seconds later. The jeepney crash lands on the riverbank and breaks apart as it rolls over rocks and lands in the water. Kasploom! Exterior, boulder dump at Big Boulder, day. Clutch and Ding high-five as three vigilante bikers pull up and two back riders jump off, firing at Clutch. Blam, blam. Clutch pushes Ding behind a big boulder, but his cable still sticks out, and back riders run up and pull it, so Ding and Clutch pull back in tug-of-war, but on a signal, they let go. Two vigilante shooters fall backwards, dropping their guns and get up fast and grab them. But the gun barrels are so hot, they fumble them back onto the ground again, and Clutch jumps up and double kicks into both of them. Crack! Breaking their ribs, and they collapse to the ground. Exterior dump at vigilante motorcycle, day, that moment. Ding swings his skateboard and shatters the driver's helmet, and he falls off his bike. Ding and Clutch jump on, and Ding revs up, peels out, and U-turns toward Gringo's. Interior, Gringo's lechon, aisle between tables, night, later. Diners stand up and applaud as Ding and Clutch coast their stolen bike in past the spotter and down the aisles back to their table. Then Ding tosses the bike's keys to Gringo and parks it on the kickstand as Clutch jumps off the back.
Your favorite, soup number 5.
Gringo puts down a pair of rusty bolt cutters right next to bowls of fresh lanchow and iced buckets of Red Horse beer.
Salamat po. Let's eat. Tomorrow we leave before dawn for road work, so we're not here if they send anyone. They can't stop our training.
Clutch slurps soup as Gringo cuts the lock off his collar. Exterior, Fortuna Street on bridge over polluted creek, dawn. Clutch jogs with Ding until they notice a group of 6 kids standing under the bridge, and they run below to find them. Exterior under bridge on creek bank day, minutes later. At Clutch's approach, 6 truant kids, teens, race up the creek bank but keep slipping until they finally give up.
Ew, this place stinks. Hey, why are they down here? Why aren't they getting ready for school?
Truant kid 15 explains in local island dialect.
Mayor Tuco declared the school illegal and chained the door shut.
Clutch motions for everyone to follow him to some large rocks sticking out of the sand, and they all walk over. Exterior, creek bank on big rocks between trash, day later. The 6 truant kids sit on rocks among creek garbage while Clutch teaches them street fighting with his assistant Ding.
Okay, school's open. Keeping bullies at bay. Lesson 3, street fighting. First, there's no ref. You get KO'd, you might get killed. Second, never, ever underestimate any opponent. Third, no rules in a street fight. You will gouge eyes, shatter eardrums, nut kick, crush trachea, break fingers, bite them, reverse headbutt. Got it? Defense.
Clutch signals to choke him as he shoves 2 fingers under Ding's hand and manages to block the choke attempt.
Chokeholds. Get your fingers up to your chin. You can still breathe.
Ding picks up a stick and points it like a gun at Clutch.
Weapons. You raise your arms and say, I don't want any trouble.
Clutch raises his hands, then demonstrates an elbow strike.
Slam the bridge of his nose with your elbow as hard as you can.
Clutch takes the stick from Ding and points it at him.
I don't want any trouble.
Ding smacks his elbow into Clutch's palm, grabs the stick gun and twists it free, then grabs it again but harder.
I don't want any trouble!
Clutch ducks under Ding's new flying elbow and smiles.
Okay, for weapons, know your distance to the attacker at all times.
Clutch walks for 10 paces, then draws a line in the sand.
Here's my Cobra close drill. A gun can be drawn and fired in 1.4 seconds.
Clutch finds a rock and holds it above the sand and grips a stick to simulate a gun with his other hand.
You must cover 20 feet before this rock lands and disarm my gun. You either earn a black belt in my course or you die. Ready? Run.
Exterior on creek bank, kids versus rock, all day, time lapse. Clutch drops the rock as the truant kids sprint past it and cross the line, but the rock always lands first until Ding runs faster, ties the rock drop, and the kids cheer.
Don't applaud him. Technically, you're all dead. 100 push-ups, now.
The truant kids look scared, then run up the creek bank and slip back, but keep running until they make it over the top.
Hope they survive. We're all done after these medicine boulders.
Clutch hands Ding a boulder as he demos dancing on one leg.
I'm a low bat, sir. Can we quit?
Definition of strength? What you can do when you're tired. Look at Manny Pacquiao. Late rounds. He's dancing.
Exterior creek bank on cardboard streets later at sunset. Ding dances right into a pile of garbage, so Clutch pulls out cardboard sheets and they sit on them in lotus position.
Chi focusing. Breathe, then exhale slowly, counting down from 10 to 1. Now you should feel relaxed.
Ding releases his breath and smiles for a half second. Exterior Governor's Castle with drawbridge, sunset that moment. On the heliport, next to his black attack helicopter, Governor Mukong runs out of his cargo chopper's bay with his entourage rolling luggage bags of cash, and Mukong's militia all salute him as he reaches his torch-lit drawbridge. Interior castle dining hall banquet table night later. The governor eats meat with chopsticks as Vice Mayor Rando seats Mayor Tuco and Koala Boy at the very long table.
We have a very big problem with Americano. Spotter texting that Gringo's flag is red side up like revolutionary.
Deploy Mukong militia now, or it could spread into popular movement.
We're 2 guys. That attack chopper is very expensive to fly. Koala.
Sometimes we have trouble with targets, so we send 3 horsemen. Pro bikers can ride inside that lechon, and they're sharpshooters.
General Gambog audibly scoffs and chuckles a bit more.
I have backup, a liquidation squad, but ex-Marines with military rifles attract attention, so I send bikers first. Don't worry, it's all SOP.
Colonel Tamara walks in from the shadows and sits down.
SOP? Those guys aren't addicts. The Americano has a death wish, and he's brainwashed that Filipino kid. Go all aboard. Last chance here. You make this end. Americano is killing my PR campaign for the condo sales.
Koala Boy bites lumpia, squirting juice on his mask, but Vice Mayor dabs it on his way to sneaking out of the room. Interior buffet table to Ding's reserve table, late night. Under a Philippine flag, red side up, Clutch returns to his seat next to Ding, his new plate piled high with food.
Fighters need protein, but also lots of carbs for fast fueling.
Everyone freezes as expat Steve, 70s, walks towards them with his wife, and Ding raises his hand like, stop.
Sir, it's unsafe. This is ground zero for vigilante death squads.
But expat Steve, a time-gnarled digger, seats his younger-looking wife, Janice, 30, at a reserve table anyway.
No worries. Special forces, mate. Retired. Now I just die for seashells, like this one here.
Expat Steve massages his wife Janice, and she smiles from watching Clutch chug-a-lug an entire bottle of Red Horse.
Ah, some liquid carbs there.
Clutch burps so loud, petite Janice is startled.
Anything you don't recommend?
Expat Steve and Janice hang on the answer. Gringo does too, but Clutch picks up another beer, takes a big gulp, and...
Bottled water. Too much of that crap dilutes your electrolytes.
Janice nods yes from her table as Steve applauds.
Your niece could be a model.
Expat Steve cringes as his wife Janice replies,
Foreigners think I'm young, but I'm 29, and a mom of 2 boys. Janice, I'm an online entrepreneur.
And I'm her husband, Steve. She was in a taxi. Picks up her cousin and... Show him the arm, my love.
Janice rolls her sleeve up and her arm is peppered with a rash of red puncture wounds that are still healing.
Now, to the brave guys giving these vigilantes hell, all drinks on me.
Expat Steve salutes them both, but after they get up and walk over to shake his hand, Ding taps on Clutch's arm.
Sir, your old friend is returning.
Vice Mayor Rando runs up to them carrying 2 riot shields.
I sneak out of meeting. Vigilante's boss sending 3 horsemen. Back up his liquidation squad. I'm against the death penalty. Here, this is a gift from my SWAT team friends.
Vice Mayor Rando drops the plastic shields on their table.
Semi-bulletproof, land under the squad is worth billions now. Mayor's using his new flood control law to demolish my own aunt's house of 50 years. To make way for that,
Vice Mayor Rando points to the governor's unfinished condo.
the governor's never finished condo project. Take your meeting there, away from this poor barangay, and God bless you guys. Stay alive, okay?
Ding looks scared as Vice Mayor shakes his hand, then runs away, between tables, through the entrance foyer, and exterior out on Fortuna Street, night, under streetlights. Vice Mayor Rando jogs out into the street and leaps headfirst into the open window of his passing black limousine, and its engine revs before it races away down the street. Interior, Steve's table, empty beer buckets, really late night. Steve hands out the last beers from now empty ice buckets.
Me knockoff Viagra's kicking in, so we gotta go. But if I can help, I'm old now, but I still got know-how.
Ding, Clutch, and Janice clink bottles with expat Steve.
What'd you do in the military?
D&D, diving and demolition.
Expat Steve chugs his beer down, then gets up with Janice.
No worries, mucho gobsmacking stuff ain't me dive shop. Text me later. I'll return here with anything you want, from fuel oil to tuna fish cable.
Expat Steve gives Ding his card that says, from fuel oil to tuna fishing tackle, then leaves as Ding chugs his beer.
Big worries. The 3 horsemen, legendary snipers, motocross bikers.
I got an idea. When they come, we make them follow us up to that.
Clutch points to the roof of the unfinished condo.
They'll be clueless clowns, stuck up on the rooftop, driving in a circle.
Yeah, and we will be too.
Clutch shakes his head like no.
These guys aren't creative geniuses like you and me. Text Steve, now.
Ding texts the number on Steve's business card and then leans in closer as Clutch whispers some of the materials required for his latest creative genius counterplan. Exterior, Gringo's Lechon, entrance gate at dawn. 3 horsemen, masked, ride past the barbecue on 3 motocross bikes, then U-turn, driving up to Gringo's Lechon entrance, and when street vendors and 2 reporters flee, they pull up near the padlocked security gate. and their leader, Panget Horseman, 30, takes out a crowbar to pry the lock, but from sidewalk nearby, Clutch and Ding run across the street laughing, holding up their shields, and duck into the entrance alley of the squatter village. On motocross bikes, 3 horsemen open throttle to race across the street and ride into the alley, but are slowed inside by narrow passages until exterior open lots before Governor's condo building, day. 3 horsemen ride out to an open area of demolished shanty foundations and fire, blam, 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 at Clutch and Ding. Interior condo building entrance unfinished to stairs, same. Clutch and Ding sprint into the condo entrance as bullets hit elevator doors. They run over to the stairwell and, in stairwell, 3 horsemen race up the steps behind Clutch and Ding, reach the top floor, ride through an open fire door and exterior condo building on rooftop. Fuel oil soaked, day. 3 horsemen drive behind Clutch to the building's edge, but he switches direction and runs back to Ding. And then the horsemen turn front wheels but slide out instantly as their bikes fall over onto concrete slicked with fuel oil.
Ladies, welcome to my nightmare.
At metal fire door, Ding swings the fire door and it locks shut, kerchank, from the inside, now stranding everyone on the rooftop. From locked fire door, Clutch and Ding run together to the rooftop's far corner, pulling off their t-shirts as they go and laughing hysterically. All 3 horsemen, Panget, Shooter, and Sniper, roll off their bikes and shoot wildly at them from prone position. Blam, 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 blam. Exterior rooftop far corner, zipline, fuel oil puddle, same. Bullets hit the anchor plate, spraying sparks as Clutch and Ding throw t-shirts over their homemade zipline and slide to the brick building below them at high speed. Panget Horseman jumps onto the zipline and slides down on his bike gloves, slowly, but gets stuck close into the brick building as exterior squatters brick building on brick rooftop, day. Clutch appears, waving an axe at him, as Ding Hula dances behind him, sashaying his butt at Panget on the zipline. Hanging from the zipline, Panget Horseman panics and goes hand over hand backwards as fast as he can to get away from the brick building, but exterior on brick rooftop at zipline anchorage, day. Ding waves by, and Clutch gently drops the axe, and its weight chops off the zipline, which falls away in a long sweeping arc and takes Panget Horseman screaming with it. Far below them, on Shanty's roof, Panget Horseman crashes through rusted tin roofing and leaves behind a body-sized puncture hole that emits dust. Exterior condo rooftop in far corner, fuel oil puddle, day. But from his rooftop, Shooter Horseman opens fire, kablam, kablam, at Clutch and Ding on the brick house. Exterior on brick rooftop to chimney moving, day. Bullets shatter brick, kerpang, as Clutch grabs a stash bag and runs Ding behind a chimney, where they get pelted with brick frags until shots pause for a reload, and from behind chimney, Clutch boldly steps out front, aiming a marshmallow-tipped arrow at Shooter Horseman and draws back on his bow.
Light me now! Light me now!
Ding toasts it with a lighter, and Clutch shoots the arrow. First flaming arrow flying, sails over Shooter Horseman, falls 6 floors, lands in the swimming pool below him, and fizzles in the water. Exterior condo rooftop far corner, fuel oil puddle, day. Sniper Horseman sights his scope on Clutch and squeezes his trigger, and he sees Ding lighting another arrow just as the scope's crosshairs line up on Clutch's heart, and kerblam. Exterior on brick rooftop next to chimney, same. As Clutch trips over brick frags, Sniper Horseman's bullet nicks his shoulder and he shoots the arrow straight up. Second flaming arrow flying reaches apogee, falls and comes down past Sniper Horseman, but hits an updraft, floats back up the building, and exterior condo building, far corner, fuel oil puddle, day. The second flaming arrow lands outside the fuel oil puddle, and its small flame burns on the roof next to the boots of Sniper Horseman, and as he laughs, Sniper Horseman stomps on the flaming marshmallow goo, but it won't go out, so he keeps jumping on it, up and down, and exterior brick building on rooftop, bullet-scarred, day. Ding and Clutch look at each other like major fail, but exterior condo building, far corner, fuel oil puddle, day. Flaming goo clings to the Sniper Horseman's boot, and as he stumbles back, it touches the fuel oil puddle, and whoosh! A raging inferno quickly engulfs the entire rooftop. As, at roof's edge, 2 horsemen jump off the roof together, free-falling down until 6 stories below them, on shanty rooftops, The two horsemen crash land on two separate shanty roofs and disappear, leaving two body-sized holes that emit dust. Exterior squatter village entrance alleyway later that day. Ding guides Clutch into squatter alleyways looking for the three horsemen as dust still rises from their crash holes.
They could survive that fall?
With bike jackets and boots on. You never know. Come on, let's find them and finish this permanently.
Interior, deep inside squatter village, a row of shanties day. Inside the squat, lady squatters open their plywood doors and walk outside of their shanties, looking around in fear. Clutch and Ding walk past shooter horsemen, dead, hanging on a rebar that juts out from a broken concrete wall, and over to an old lady who ushers them to the entrance of her shanty. Interior, old lady's shanty at front door opening, day. Clutch opens her front door to see, lit by sunlight shining down from the large hole in the ceiling, an injured man sits up on a broken sofa and sways from side to side, and it's Sniper Horseman who jumps and rushes at them, screaming. At front door, closed. Clutch slams the front door closed on Sniper Horseman and leans on it as fists from inside bang, bang on the plywood.
Dead man walking. Give it a few. Adrenaline keeps them moving.
Clutch looks at Ding as the door pounding stops and he opens the old lady's door really slowly. But now, Sniper Horseman is lying face down, dead, with a rusty piece of roofing tin protruding out of his back like a dorsal fin.
Till they go into shock. 2 down, 1 to go. The crazy one.
Interior squatter alleyways, Muslim wife's shanty, day. Ding and Clutch follow a Muslima wife to her shanty door, and Clutch opens it as Panget Horseman crashes out past him, runs into Ding and gets a double leg kick on both thighs.
Double inside kick!
Panget Horseman freezes, then tries to take a step, but his injured legs are now paralyzed and he falls straight over as Ding pulls Panget's head onto his knee, breaking his nose, then shoves him off and he falls onto the concrete, semi-dazed.
The anvil drop. Siesta time.
He bows low like he's won a bullfight, but finally notices Clutch waving stop with both arms, right as Panget Horseman jumps on his back, choking him from behind, and Ding only gets one finger up under the death choke grip. And he reverse nut kicks, then reverse nut kicks him again, but Panget Horseman still holds on and further crushes Ding's windpipe.
Come on, zombie chop this loser and we can go get a beer bucket.
Ding, not breathing, bites into Panget's forearm and spits out some tissue. Panget Horseman releases him screaming, but right knees Ding into the door, and on the rebound, straight punches his eye socket. Ding stumbles around, blinded, stepping on things, until Panget Horseman bum rushes him with rolling punches, walking him backwards, hitting him with a flurry that gives no room for defense. But Ding, off balance, defenseless, breathes, channels chi, backflips on his hands, and double taps Panget's chin with both heels. Interior, alley culvert in gray wastewater, same. Panget Horseman falls in the gray water as Ding dives on him, smashing with elbows until Clutch signals a knockout. Interior tunnels moving to trapdoor street exit dusk. Squatter children lead smelly Ding and night-blind Clutch through dark tunnels to a hidden trapdoor that exits out onto Fortuna Street, right across from Gringo's Lechon. Interior Gringo's Lechon, 2 reserved tables late that night. Clutch and Ding both drink, but sit at 2 different tables.
Don't narrate your moves, ever.
Ding glares back in defiance at Clutch from his own table.
Why not? You do it all the time.
Look, I'm teaching you, and you almost lost that fight with only 1 finger under his chokehold.
Ding stumbles over to Clutch's table, and his eye is purple.
That eye, your Lolo's gonna kill me. Injuries are my responsibility.
Ding sits down next to Clutch and clinks his beer bottle.
I'm sorry. I learned a lot from you, and it was great, but honestly, they'll be back here tomorrow with bigger guns. We never had a chance.
Expat Steve walks up and plunks down 2 spear guns and 2 heavy lead diving belts onto their reserve table.
We can do better than chance. We have the first law of physics. For every action, there's a reaction.
Clutch picks up a diving belt and pumps it like a barbell.
They have a backup. What if they're sending a 6-man liquidation team tomorrow morning? Then what?
Expat Steve grabs a beer and downs it in 1 gulp.
I'm sure they will be, mate. But relax, because we got you covered.
Expat Steve whispers his plan in Ding's ear, and he grins at Clutch as he races a red horse and toasts them both. Exterior Fortuna Street, Gringo's security gate at dawn. A Pulis truck parks and a 6 vigilante liquidation team jump off, followed by their leader, Koala Boy. But across the street, Ding and Clutch whistle to him and run in the squatter's entrance alleyway, slowed by diving belts, holding up their 2 shields as the liquidation team follows them inside, firing, blam, blam, and bullets crack shields as they disappear into darkness. Exterior, Governor's Condo swimming pool on sidewalk, day. The liquidation team arrive as Clutch and Ding toss shields and jump in the condo's swimming pool, stocked with scuba tanks, and they all fire into the water, blam, blam, blam. Team sees in pool, Ding, 2 meters underwater, and bullets penetrate 1 meter of water, then slowly fall on Ding, hula dancing 2 meters underneath. But his weight belt slips off, and he floats up to the bullet's death zone. On pool's sidewalk, liquidation team members fire every bullet, blam, 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 at Ding, until their triggers just click, and they're all out of ammo. Underwater in pool, Ding and Clutch, 3 meters depth. Clutch reaches up and pulls Ding back down by the ankle as bullets land on his head, but so slowly they cause no harm. Exterior, condo's swimming pool, gated entrance, day. Koala Boy opens the gate to the street and points to it.
Go. I don't need you for 2 guys. Belgian, how much time they got?
As the liquidation team behind him leave, Belgian, 30, ex-Marine, stays and counts the submerged scuba tanks.
That's a lot of tanks, sir. At least 24 hours or longer.
Interior, underwater pool, scuba tank pile, deep end, same. Ding and Clutch high-five as the exiting team's shadows pass over them, but a new shadow makes them look up to see, above waterline, in Belgian's hand, a military grenade hangs over Ding and Clutch, and with his index finger, he wiggles out the pin just to scare them.
I'll bring him up right now.
No, don't do that. Put that away.
Clutch surfaces and ka-chang fires a scuba spear and re-submerges as Belgian jumps back and drops the grenade. Exterior pool on sidewalk, hand grenade rolling, day. The grenade rolls with its pin half pulled and dangling as Koala Boy grabs it, fumbles it, but kicks it in midair, knocks the pin back in, and catches it in his hands again.
I recognize that kid. He's from a rich family. We split ransom money.
Koala Boy walks toward the barangay Pulis truck.
I'll go unlock the cage. You keep them under the water for me, okay?
Exterior swimming pool on sidewalk, day, minutes later. Belgian stands still, peering into the murky water, and thumbs his safety on-off, waiting for any sign of movement. Clutch's bald head emerges just above the waterline. Belgian fires into the water, blam, 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 but the bald head submerges, and when he ejects, reloads, and almost clicks the safety button off again, Clutch and Ding leap out of the water, firing spear guns, ka-ching, ka-ching, as they climb onto the sidewalk and charge him, but Belgian launches a flying knee into Clutch's groin and spins him around, bear hugs him, and side nut kicks Ding, but Clutch grabs Belgian's face in a reverse claw, twists the spear in his ribs and stomps his feet, heel kicks his nuts, and Belgian lets go, howling, and gets tripped onto the concrete, where he grabs Clutch's leg and tries to pull him down. Clutch spleen kicks Belgian with his other leg again and again until Ding pushes him out of Belgian's enfeebled grasp. On pool sidewalk, Belgian crawls away, but Clutch drops an elbow on his neck as Ding rugby kicks him and he sprawls face down. Another knockout.
Always kick a guy when he's down. Your ex-GF taught us that.
Interior police truck, driver's cabin, day, seconds later. Clutch and Ding jog past the truck as Koala Boy slouches on the driver's seat, dialing Belgian until Mukong calls him.
Spotter texts me they're already at Bangus drinking beers. You went with ex-Marines, eh? You should retire. I'm sending Colonel Tamara out to end this stupidity. Goodbye.
As Koala Boy hangs up, he gets a beep and sees a new text. All vigilantes converge on Gringos, Colonel Tamara. Exterior Fortuna Street, Gringo's entrance later that day. Engines rumble as vigilantes park their black motorcycles. Exterior at row of black bikes, vigilantes on sidewalk, day. The 2 reporters shoot pics of vigilantes tossing gambling coins, but run inside as Colonel Tamara drives up. Exterior, squatter village, windows and doors closing, day. Squatters slam their shanty windows shut as the women drag all children indoors and close the doors fast behind them. Interior, Gringo's lechon, Ding's reserved table, day. Ding and Clutch stand up as the tenad runs right to them.
Vigilantes, fake, not ex-military. Just mayor's goons in disguise. I recognize them all, smushing our shanties last night. But their new boss, outside now, Colonel Tamarao, he was Army Death Squad commander. Governor Mukong pardoned his life sentence. He's really a killer.
Gringo looks worried, but expat Steve just slurps slam shell. Exterior, Gringo's lechon, driveway gate, under barbecue sign, day. Colonel Tamara knocks 3 times on Gringo's metal sign as his vigilante driver walks into the driveway of the lechon.
Ding Bangus! Outside, now!
Interior, exterior, Ding's table to sidewalk moving, day, later. Ding follows the vigilante driver out of the lechon, but Clutch grabs his arm and he has to pull it away from him.
Always show him you're not afraid. Covering up is the worst thing you can do in a fight. Remember?
Ding walks boldly out of Gringo's and onto the sidewalk. Exterior, Gringo's lechon, front sidewalk, under barbecue sign, day. Colonel Tamara, eyes behind mirror sunglasses, face covered by a skull print mask, points a gloved finger at Ding.
Put Americano on next lane home, so we don't have any more problems. Then turn yourself in to police.
Ding raises his arms up high and edges in closer.
Look, I don't want any trouble.
Ding swings a flying elbow into Colonel Tamara's face, but he ducks it and hammer punches Ding's ribs. And when Ding doubles over, he just pushes him onto the ground.
Be careful, son. You're no fighter. Send Americano home now. Surrender and spare your family the grief.
Colonel Tamara looks down at his tactical watch.
My warning shot is in 2 minutes. Americano leaves or Lechon burns.
As Colonel Tamara waddles away, Ding gets up and runs back inside to Clutch, waiting for him in the entrance foyer. Interior, Gringo's lechon, reserve tables, day, seconds later. Gringo dumps out his drawer of confiscated weapons on a table, and expat Steve hands them out to frowning squatters.
We need evidence of Mayor Tuco's crimes. We can take it to a judge, get a TRO, and stop the demolition and the vigilantes in one move.
Squatters shake their heads like forget it as Ding looks at Clutch and realizes he needs some creative thinking.
I know. I'll video addicts who can incriminate Mayor Tuco. His own hometown is Barangay Shaburan.
Gringo puts his arm around Tanad, who is now smiling.
Great idea. Might be enough for a judge to stop the next demolition.
Clutch gives them all a big thumbs up, but...
Hey, after that I'm going to stay with my tita in the Muslim zone. Americans can't go there. They'll take you back to the airport.
Me? No way. I'm not leaving. We haven't even finished our training.
Tanad points to a rusty old moped with a sidecar.
That old thing, that won't go anywhere with the both of you on it.
But a smiling Gringo waves to everyone to follow him over to a nearby storage area in the rear patio where, ex-Gringo's rear patio, exterior, Gringo's rear patio, tarp-covered items, day, Gringo whips the tarp off, a vintage police Harley-Davidson with a massive V-engine, and everyone cheers, but Ding leans over coughing and then pukes.
That's just huge. I've never even tried to drive anything that heavy and powerful in my whole life.
Ding looks at Clutch, but he looks away.
I can surrender. You guys did too much already. I better surrender.
Are you sure? Something tells me we can really beat these boys.
Exterior lechon driveway entrance under barbecue sign, day. Ding sees vigilantes shoving a beggar woman out of the way for Colonel Tamara as he raises his arm and pulls the trigger on a large handgun, firing. Ba-boom! Exterior, Gringo's lechon, inside VIP parking spaces, day. Ding runs waving "Help me" to Tanad, who speedily unbolts his moped from its sidecar and then rebolts the sidecar onto the police Harley just as Ding jumps on and kickstarts it, but the engine only chugs, then dies out. Moving fast, Gringo spins open the bike's gas tank, grabs a jug labeled tuba, and pours some brown liquid in the tank.
Don't panic, it's organic. Tuba, Mount Taiwan's own biofuel.
Clutch looks worried, but Ding kicks again and it sputters, but then its engine just roars to life. Vroom!
I'll organize the squatters into an army. Don't you worry about us.
Ding gives a thumbs up as Gringo and expat Steve both stand back holding their ears, but then salute.
Well, get us some real proof, then hide yourself there in the Muslim zone.
Clutch barely fits into the sidecar as the Tanad tucks in a homemade bamboo shotgun or sum-pack between his legs. Exterior Lechon driveway on Harley with sidecar moving, day. Ding's Harley drives out onto the road and leaves a giant cloud of exhaust as it races past the waiting vigilantes. Vigilante bikers throw gambling coins down and jump on their bikes, but Colonel Tamara can only pull his skull mask off, his face burned down to exposed bone, and watch as Ding speeds past, laughing, and in Harley's sidecar moving. Stuffed inside, Clutch can't move his two arms, but manages to wave goodbye to Colonel Tamara with one hand. Exterior coastal road, turn at rice paddies, day, hours later. Ding's Harley zigzags behind a swine-filled truck in a hairpin turn, trying to pass as Colonel Tamara catches up to the sidecar, now even with Clutch's sum-pack barrel, and babloom! He panic brakes and flies off his bike. Over rice paddy field, Colonel Tamara, flying, splashes down in the middle of the flooded paddy as his vigilante bikers dump their bikes and wade out to get him. But the spotter just drives past them, keeps going. Exterior, provincial farmer's town, Main Street, day, later. Ding and Clutch push the empty Harley into town as kids cheer and farmers called bolo kuyas wave their bolos when girls place flower chains over Clutch's bowed head.
They all know I'm teaching you?
Small island. And everyone loves that you're sticking up for me.
You're sticking up for yourself. And now millions of people will buy my anti-bully DVD because of you.
Town elder, Bolo Lolo, 70, pours gas from a Coke bottle into the Harley, talking to Ding in their Kuya dialect.
The governor sold off their farmlands with the mayor. Bolo Kuyas roadblocking the vigilantes for us.
Bolo Lolo signals, and Kuyas push their pedicabs together, forming a fake accident roadblock to stop all traffic. Exterior, Main Street, Trisicad pile-up roadblock, day, later. Ding sees the spotter drive past the roadblock by riding in alleys behind buildings, but he spins out in mud, so Clutch hands off cash to Lolo and jumps in the sidecar as Ding drives away, giving a thumbs up to Bolo Kuya's applause as the big V engine races to the coastal road. Exterior, Argo City Public Beach parking lot, sunset. Ding and Clutch park the Harley next to trucks, and Ding takes the bamboo shotgun with him onto the boardwalk. But behind them, the spotter, now covered in mud, drives in unnoticed between two vans and texts their GPS location. Exterior beach bar, ladies on catwalk, torchlit night. Beauty contestants stalk the runway above Clutch's table as Ding finishes off a beer bucket by chugging the last beer.
We have to go. The spotter's gonna get through, and the vigilantes will just pay Kuyas to clear the road.
But beauty contestants start to appear off stage in street clothes, and Clutch waves to the waiters for a bucket refill. Exterior at Trisicad Pileup, Bolo Kuya's night, that moment. Vigilante bikers drive up and Colonel Tamara pulls his gun, forcing Bolo Kuyas to move their Tricicads away fast, but they act like the bikes are stuck in place and go slow. Exterior, Argo Beach near Ocean Break night, moonlit. Ding trails behind Clutch as he approaches Miss Argo with the winner's sash, only now she's wearing nerdy glasses.
Hi, I teach keeping bullies at bay, and he's my best student. This guy with the Ube black eye and...
Clutch puts his broken glasses back on Ding.
Bubog, for my broken glasses. Hi, I'm Ube Bubog. I wore those same frames. Now contacts. Wanna try?
Miss Argo, 20, sheds her glasses to insert contacts.
Ube Bubog. Huh, thanks. Jocelyn, my Tito's rest house is up there.
She points to the castle above them as Ding backflips. Interior, Governor's Castle, indoor range, night, that moment. Koala Boy signals his new liquidation squad and they fire at Clutch drawings taped over sandbags. Then, as sand pours on the floor, they high-five and take aim again.
Stop! You're wasting my ammo! Look! Colonel Tamara arrives there soon. I bet he got the job done already.
Colonel Tamara limps into the range room using a cane.
Almost. I chased them out of town away from the reporters, but I had a little motorcycle accident. Really? That's becoming common around here. Right, Andoy? Just kill that kid and he's Americano.
Colonel Tamara passes Koala Boy as his phone beeps, and he takes the phone, but Governor Mukong takes it away from him.
I spotter texting. Says, they're here, on the beach, with my niece. All of you get going now. Just cooperate.
Exterior Argo Beach, recycled hammocks night, moonlit. In hand-woven hammocks, Clutch, Ding, and Miss Argo lounge between palms as children on the beach fly paper kites.
Maybe you should ride out of town. Mayor Tuco works with Tito Mukong, and he's right down the road.
Vigilantes. They're all retarded. Mayor Tuco's guys?
Ding laughs with Miss Argo, and she semi-smiles back. Exterior Governor's Castle, drawbridge, torchlit, night. Colonel Tamara leads the liquidation squad running over the drawbridge, but bumps Koala Boy, and he falls off into the moat below and swims past alligators as they all laugh. Exterior beach parking lot, parking entrance, sunrise. Ding, Clutch, and Miss Argo enter the lot, but Miss Argo ducks behind a van, and Clutch pushes Ding behind a truck when they notice the spotter is nearby, texting. Across parking lot, 2 reporters are busy taking pictures of Ding's Harley and sidecar until they're surprised by the new liquidation squad. Colonel Tamara rips a camera off of one reporter's neck, whacks him in the head with it, dropping him, then draws out his cavalry sword and slides it across the second reporter's throat. Across lot from behind a van, Ding steps out and aims the shotgun at Colonel Tamara.
He's way too far. Forget it, Bubog.
Ding pulls the trigger anyway, and babloom! New liquidation squad and Colonel Tamara turn to the sound as their faces are pelted with lead shot, but it bounces off, being fired from out of range. They blink a few times, and then they sprint toward Ding, leaving the 2 reporters behind. Exterior Argo City, back alleys to side road, moving, day. Ding and Clutch flee from the parking lot into the back alleys of Argo, switch directions, then emerge on a road where Ding runs up to a motor trike that's driving past. Exterior, beach parking lot, pickup truck, day, that moment. Miss Argo hides behind a big truck until hands grab her and tattooed sailors struggle to drag her back to the beach.
Save time. Our daughter is governor's niece. He's gonna die, so it won't matter. We get cash in 2 days.
Exterior Vigilante's checkpoint, motor trikes moving, day. Ding and Clutch's motor trike is waved over at gunpoint into a line of trikes by the new liquidation squad. And in the motor trike behind them, a German tourist puts his bald head outside his trike window to complain in Filipino. Interior Clutch's motor trike, day. The new liquidation squad run to bald Clutch's trike, but as he ducks, they run past him and pull the bald German tourist out at gunpoint. Ding whistles. His driver floors it around the checkpoint, and they go open throttle onto the highway. Exterior, Barangay Shabaran, Main Street, later that day. Ding and Clutch jump out of the trike in front of a seedy slum with boarded-up windows on all of its shanties.
This is the place to get some serious evidence. Mayor Tuco's hometown of Barangay Shabaran.
Clutch follows Ding through plastic sheet doors and hits his head in a tunnel that leads to a multi-shanty drug market. Interior, Changi Market, open-air drug flea market, day. Music comes from stalls of shabu dealers chopping meth crystals as their addicts roast glass pipes in tiny rooms. A shabu fiend, skeleton thin, buys a drug bag with a single coin and then runs away into the tunnels with his purchase.
Let's grab that guy as a witness.
Ding and Clutch follow him but get lost deep inside the network of plywood tunnels until they reach a building. Exterior, shabu warehouse, workers in window, day, sunlit. Clutch points to the warehouse as the sun shines through the windows, and Ding shoots his video. Inside, 2 workers, climbing sacks of shabu, stacked up to the ceiling, reach the top and then toss sacks down, one at a time, to the mayor's fast demolition team standing below, who catch them and throw them onto Mantawi City truck parked up inside. Exterior, warehouse, garage door reveals shabu shipment, day. Clutch and Ding walk up closer just as the garage door opens and the city truck drives out with a police escort, showing off a huge decal of Mayor Tuco smiling and a smaller one of the governor frowning. And Ding snaps a few dozen pictures, a attaches them to an email, and sends it all to expat Steve.
You think it's enough evidence?
Ding shows the pictures to Clutch, but he finds the spotter deep in the background of the last picture, watching them.
Got your proof and more. Move out.
Clutch shoves Ding forward, and they jog away as fast as possible in the dark tunnel's cramped passages. But the spotter follows far behind, texting their GPS locations. Interior, Changay Tunnels, Hitman's Saloon later that day. Lost in the tunnels, Ding follows Clutch into a sleazy bar, and they take a seat at a side table where Ding is afraid.
Come on. This bar is guns for hire. Shabu addict ex-cons waiting for hitman contracts. Let's leave now.
Just a few shots. If the spotter's behind us, we'll see him go by.
Bacha, the bartender, 40, brings a full tray of shots over to several guns for hire, but they draw hammers back, click, on all the guns they hold under their tables as they see at doorway entrance the spotter leads the new liquidation squad right into the bar and grabs the tray of shots away from Bacha on the way over to their table, where he seats Colonel Tamara and Koala Boy.
Lesson 3. Close quarter combat improvisation. Don't worry. We'll use opposing energies. Watch this.
But a big-chested vigilante stands guard and blocks the narrow doorway, the only exit, as he glares over at Ding. Interior, Hitman's Saloon, Clutch's side table, same. Clutch stands up and grabs a videoke microphone off a table.
Hey, the vigilante who killed your Shabu friends are right over there.
Well, those guys come here all the time.
Bacha runs over for the microphone, but Clutch sits, passes the mic to Ding, and he steps up to the videoke and selects a song.
Hello, everyone. I'm doing a little favorite of mine by Frank Sinatra. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way. My way, I did it my way.
But Bacha rips the mic out of Ding's hand to sing,
For what is a man? What has he got? It not himself, and he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way.
While the new liquidation squad boos at the guns for hire, Colonel Tamarad takes the mic back from Bacha.
You're both amateur act. Like this. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway, but more, much more than this, I did it my way.
The guns for hire boo, so Tamara throws the mic at them. Interior saloon behind bar, Bacha's shotgun, day. The guns for hire jump up to shoot, but Bacha's old shotgun, Babloom, blasts a liquidation squad member reaching for something, but the dying man drops his wallet, not a gun. At liquidation squad's table, the liquidation squad see the wallet drop, overturn their table, and shoot at the bar. Blam, blam, blam! And bullets perforate walls and cut down everyone in the room except at Clutch's table, now overturned. Clutch and Ding hide behind their wooden table as, at bar with bullet holes, over the bar, Bacha points his shotgun at Colonel Tamara as Koala Boy and the liquidation squad aim rifles at him.
Wait. Let Filipino kid surrender. Big reward is for Americano only.
Entire liquidation squad and Bacha now point their guns at Clutch's table, and as Ding steps out with his arm raised and walks away, they fire, blam, blam, ba-blam, at the table, and bullets cut up the wood. Colonel Tamara runs in and kicks the table into separate pieces that roll back and forth on the floor like rocking horse legs, but behind Clutch's table, halved, nobody's even there anymore. Interior saloon from behind bar. Clutch moving, day. Clutch stands up, raising his hands, and as Botcha and the new liquidation squad turn to look at him, he signals to Ding. Ding jumps closer, grabs keys off the bar, stands next to a bullet-holed wall, and Clutch tackles him through the wall. Interior Chang'e wall inside dark crawl space moving, day. Ding and Clutch scurry in the dark to a light from a distant crack, reach a trapdoor and open it to side street parking. Exterior Chang'e market, motorcycle parking, day, sunlight. Clutch wedges a stick on the trapdoor to jam it shut as Ding tries the key in every bike on the row of vigilante motorcycles. The key won't turn in any of them. And exterior Chang'e market, plywood walls, day, seconds later. Botch's chainsaw blade emerges through the wall as he cuts a hole for the liquidation squad, and they headbutt it with bike helmets to help knock the wood apart. Ba-bam, ba-bam.
Hurry up! They're headbutting out.
At motorcycle row, Ding turns the key in a scooter that starts, but after Big Clutch jumps on it, it only puts away to the trailhead as exterior Chang'e walls, day, seconds later, the plywood Chang'e walls collapse and new liquidation squad members spill onto the ground, but they roll out into prone position and fire at Clutch down the trail. Blam, blam, blam. They see Ding and Clutch ride through the cannonade of out-of-range bullets and take some hits, but keep riding. At motorcycle row, the new liquidation squad jump on their bikes and peel out one by one in hot pursuit, with Colonel Tamara riding away last, and then Koala Boy driving off behind him. Exterior mountainside, steep cliff trail, day, minutes later. Ding drives up a cliff trail that narrows to a 6-inch wide goat path, straddling a 1,000-foot drop on either side.
Please don't shift your butt on the seat here. This trail is unstable.
They both see Ding's rear tire kick out pedals that fall away thousands of feet down into the river's steep ravine, but as the trail rises up, exterior on cliff trail, same. Ding and Clutch climb to the top of a second cliff face, hitting a mud patch where the scooter spins out, and Clutch jumps off to pull it to dry ground as Ding looks back. Ding sees, way down mountain trail, the new liquidation squad push their heavy bikes through thick mud as Colonel Tamaros still drives on toward them. Exterior clifftop mud patch, day, minutes later. Colonel Tamara motors to the top of the cliff face, but when his tires spin out in the same mud patch, he looks up to see two old friends of his running to help him. Ding and Clutch arrive out of hiding and both struggle to push his bike right over the cliff edge, and as the Colonel hits full throttle to try and stop them, his back wheel gains some tiny bit of traction underneath the mud patch, and Colonel Tamaraw's bike shoots out from his legs, rockets straight over the cliff edge, then tumbles down the side of its rocky face, the fuel tank leaking gas all over its hot exhaust pipes. Colonel Tamaraw balances himself on the cliff's edge, waving his arms until his bike explodes in the canyon, and he turns quick, slips on pedals, and falls backward into the 1,000-foot drop, screaming all the way down, far, far below, to the jungle canopy above boulders, where the Colonel crash lands into a tangle of vines and stops, his face hanging just inches above jagged spires, and there's a gaseous brack from his in-pants defecation. Exterior mountaintop entrance path to tribal lands sunset. At the top, Ding's scooter runs out of gas, so they dump it, and Clutch follows him past warning signs to a jungle path.
Good job, Bubog. You lost them.
Nope, they quit. They're too scared to trespass on these tribal lands.
Clutch stops and sees movement in the dark vegetation. Exterior jungle paths all night long, time lapse. Clutch follows Ding, jogging behind the torchlight on his cell phone, down muddy paths that are riddled with puddles. Exterior rainforest jungle in grassy clearing at sunrise. Clutch and Ding stand in a grassy field admiring the sunrise until indigenous warriors attack them with eskrima sticks and thwack, thwack. Ding takes hits to find their weakness.
Their style is all hands, with no kicking, so nut kick!
Clutch and Ding block the strikes of the indigenous warriors and then kick each one in the nuts, full bore. Exterior in clearing, fallen warriors, day, seconds later. Indigenous warriors roll on the ground, holding groins, except leader Prince Lumatak, who walks up to them.
In our traditions, kicking a man in the bag is considered cowardly.
Prince Lumatak kicks Ding full bore in the nuts.
Bubog, this is the champ from my first MMA match, Prince Lumatak. Hey, what are you doing out here in the middle of the jungle?
Clutch and Lumatax shake hands like friends while Ding rolls around on the ground in total agony behind them.
I live here, Brad. I'm sorry. We thought you were the armed loggers that the mayor sent to clear roads for the governor's illegal mines.
Exterior grass huts Clutch's fight demo until sunset. For many hours, villagers watch Clutch and Ding demo three pieces, Cobra clutch grips, arm bars, and rear naked chokes.
This is what you guys do all day?
Yep. Training him in a style I invented. Modern headhunting.
After that, indigenous warriors demo Eskrima stick fighting techniques of wrist locks and throws. Ding swings so well they cheer, but when Clutch swings, his hand gets injured. Interior King's Hut, men's meeting room later that night. Two warriors gift them Eskrima sticks, but Clutch takes their Panagas headhunting axe as well, and when Prince Lumatak adjusts the sling on Ding's new fighting sticks, King Balinga hands him a pipe filled with native tobacco.
Sorry they attacked you. The governor deeded their ancestral lands to Mayor Tuco, and he leased it out for foreign companies. I'm a human rights lawyer. We're suing.
Ding lights from Prince Lumatak's match and they sit down.
That's how we met.
It's okay. Sorry to trespass. I'm running from the mayor's vigilantes to my relatives in Zamboanga, then getting the ferry out to Malaysia.
Women don't usually come in here. It's the best meeting spot for men, but I'm his best translator, so...
King Balinga 90 pulls up a rug, lifts a trap door, and gives sign language to Blinky with the other hand.
New family members right here. Our relatives are now yours. Says the king. I think he's adopting you.
King Balinga shows Ding some old skulls and gestures again.
Well, he says, tomorrow we go-kart you down to Ferry Road, but you always stay in touch with him. No mayor, no governor stops our nation, bro.
King Balinga, smiling, whips out his expensive sat phone. Exterior, mountain track in wooden carts moving at dawn. Whoosh! As warriors, Ding and Clutch race rickety wooden improv go-karts, zooming down a super steep mountain track the tribe somehow built through turns on jungle cliffs. Exterior coastal road, log roadblock later that day. Indigenous warriors drag illegal red tag logs onto the road and build a stand as Ding and Clutch jog away.
Go now, brothers. No vigilantes will pass until we leave tonight. Call my dad if you need our help.
But the spotter parks his scooter in view of the roadblock, texting as he watches Ding and Clutch run the coastal road. Exterior ferry dock at entrance gate that night, moonlit. The ferry sails from the dock and a terminal guard, 30, locks the entrance gate just as the spotter pulls up to see, inside the restricted area on the security fence, Ding and Clutch climb to the top of the fence, stand on it to get balance, and then leap off towards the departing ferry. Exterior island ferry on passenger deck moving, same. Ding and Clutch crash land on the deck as a ferry guard, 40, seizes both of them, but Ding motions for him to look up. Exterior ferry dock at entrance gate, night, moonlit. The new liquidation squad drive up, now covered in mud and leaves, and jump off their bikes to point gun barrels through the chain link fence as everyone takes aim at Clutch. Exterior ferry on passenger deck, moving, same. The ferry guard waves no to the liquidation squad and points to the families huddled in fear on the deck. Back at entrance gate, the new liquidation squad just glare at Clutch, putting their useless high-tech guns down as the ferry steams away. Exterior, Zamboanga Port Muslim Zone, on dock, late night. Ding and Clutch pass two soldiers behind sandbags holding machine guns on slings, and they signal Clutch to stop.
It's okay. Americano is meeting my family here. He's staying indoors.
Clutch, Guapo smiles, and the soldiers wave him past.
Hey, Steve texted me. They sent our shabu pictures to some judge, and he's training squatters to fight off the vast demolition team.
Interior, Gringo's Lechon VIP parking lot earlier that day. Expat Steve walks along his squatter militia line, older motor trike drivers with tattoos now waving sharp harpoons.
I believe in forgiveness. This isn't about me. You're paying them.
So they can eat. Nothing's gonna happen, Janice. This is just a good defense. And it's taught them some valuable lessons in teamwork.
Gringo puts his arm on Steve and Tanad as they all smile as squatters sip from a bottle of rum, then pass it to him.
Come on. The boys risked their lives to gather our evidence. Now we need more time to let the Mantawi judge find some courage to act on it.
Squatter makes you skadam.
Expat Steve smiles at Janice, but she looks miserable. Interior Governor's Castle pool cabana with cage next day. Governor Mukong binge eats in front of his rib-thin monkey.
Yes, Judge. I know. I'll relocate the squatters ASAP. But we don't want to indict the dragon mayor yet until he finishes his smashing their village down all the way. Wait. What? They got into Muslim zone? The warriors? Closed the road? They're taking the back door out? That ferry over to Malaysia?
Governor Mukong hangs up the phone, then dials Ruping. Exterior ocean, captain's yacht, rear deck moving, day. Captain Ruping answers a sat phone, and the voice is...
Captain, you got my Muslim liver. Great, now you're returning. No, stay there and close up the port to help our spotter find the Shabu kid and his Americano. My time is running out fast. Okay, hurry.
Exterior yacht, front deck moving, day, seconds later. Captain Ruping tilts sharply with the boat, trying to read what he's texting, as it turns back towards Zamboanga port.
Koala boy, send spotter over to keep watch at the Zamboanga ferry port at ferry to Malaysia terminal right now. They using back door.
Exterior from Zamboanga port, motor trike moving, day. Clutch and Ding ride in a trike from Zamboanga city port, past a fort to Tita's barangay, as Muslimas wave to them. Exterior Tita's armored house, driveway gate, day later. Ding knocks on the iron entrance gate of an armored house, but no one answers, so he texts, "Hey Tita, I'm here now." Exterior at neighbor's sorry store, day, minutes later. At a small table, Clutch and Ding sip sodas until machine gun bullets bap 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 strafe the store walls, and everyone runs. Policeman Tito Kaba, 50, appears, firing off rounds, and he walks up to them with Imam Arola, 60, following, as he escorts a brightly dressed Muslim lady.
That to all the vigilantes, woo!
Clutch jumps up from his chair, but Ding seizes his arm.
It's okay. It's just my auntie.
Tita Haja Zarada, 50, steps forward to hug Ding, and as he kisses her cheek, she reaches out to shake Clutch's hand. Interior Tita's armored house in living room that night. Ding and Clutch sit on a rug with the male relatives, while in the next room over, the women pray in white dresses.
What about a cold beer?
Haram. It means forbidden.
Tito Cava fires around into the ceiling and plaster falls down onto Iram Arola's skull cap.
One beer. He hates our governor. Well, he harvests livers from women here, but we haven't caught him yet.
But Imam Arola fires rounds at the wall and chunks of plaster fall onto Clutch's head as Imam hands him a Quran. And Ding looks in disbelief as Clutch pretends to read it.
What? I'm doing this for Marisol.
Interior Tita's armored house living room later that night. The ladies watch a teleseries on TV along with Clutch and Ding, but they're seated on the other side of the room.
I like your Muslim relatives. They're very nice people.
Good. We're trapped with them now. And if their neighbors find out you're in here, they'll go jihadi.
The TV crackles to snow, bulbs fade out, and as women light candles, Tita Haja Zarada enters the room in a Malaysian silk dress wearing huge South Sea pearl earrings.
I call some Titas. It's Koala Boy. Run vigilantes for the mayor. Rumor is he's relative of your father.
Clutch turns on a wall faucet, but the water just drips.
My dream. You're both foolish. You go back. I saw an ambulance and blood-soaked flip-flops on the sidewalk.
Clutch looks down at his own feet, and then it dings, and they are both wearing flip-flops.
Bad trip. Maybe something I ate. But you must stay right here till I get you on the ferry to Malaysia.
The Imam hands her a curved dagger and sits on the rug as she ties the dagger around Clutch's waist with a long sash.
Consider us like family. Your new Muslim brothers and sisters.
Imam puts a skull cap on Clutch's head, and Tita hands Ding a package addressed to J.R. Bangus from Camp Aguinaldo. But he doesn't reach for it, so she leaves it on the table.
Your father's jacket. Lolo told me hold it till you graduated. But I go now and supervise our dinner.
Tita leaves the room as Ding studies the package.
Lolo never mentioned my dad in the military. Maybe he was a vigilante.
Your father? No way. Open it up.
But Ding puts the package down on the table, pushes it away, and then touches Lolo's picture, and his phone dials Lolo.
Lolo? About my father. Me? I'm fine. Why? How's it over there? It's good. Vigilantes just drove up to the gate. I'm going home.
Interior, Tito's kitchen, night. Dialogue continues over. Lolo scans the window, watching the gated subdivision's guard booth, and as Marisol taps his shoulder, he jumps.
Whoops! Wasn't supposed to tell you that. No, listen. You stay there. Don't return here. Please, Diba?
Lolo Edwin sees in the window 2 vigilante riders dismount and then walk to the entrance gate holding guns. Lolo sees at Tito's entrance gate 2 guards. A guard opens the metal gate and waves them away, but blam! He gets shot and is pulled back inside by the other guard.
What about Marisol? There's no one to protect her there without me.
Interior, Tito's kitchen, night. Marisol smiles at Ding's voice as she looks at Lolo Edwin.
Don't worry. She's skipping the board exam to see you off. Just stay a few years in Malaysia and then you can come home quietly.
Marisol half smiles at the news. Back to scene. Interior, Tita's living room, Ding, night. At that moment, Ding lowers his phone, stunned, as people outside yell and bang on the gate with their fists, and Tito Cava runs in.
Neighbors found out we're hiding an Americano here. We go 3rd floor.
Interior staircase up, ladder through hatch, moving, same. Ding, Clutch, and Tito Cava run upstairs past the 2nd floor harem, jump onto an old wooden ladder, and climb up fast to a 3rd floor hatch that opens onto the roof. Ding climbs through, followed by Clutch, and Tito Cava comes through last, sliding in metal boxes full of rifle ammo. Exterior, Tita's armored house, observation deck, late night. Ding paces up on a slippery railing above the deck while staring down at the lights on the boats in Zamboanga Harbor.
Vigilantes are going right outside my home now. What should I do?
Are they all right? Lola and Marisol?
Tito Cava aims at all the neighbors banging on his gate and fires shots over their heads even as they run away.
Yes, but Marisol missed her exam, and Lolo Edwin said I'm supposed to hide in Malaysia. For a few years.
Ding's phone beeps, and as he reads the text, he wobbles on the rail and almost falls off backwards.
Judge won't issue any restraining order, even with all the pictures I took. Demolition team is there right now, smashing shanties. What do I do?
Ding deep breathes to focus chi.
You? Get the ferry out so I can fly back to the U.S. It's over.
Ding U-turns on the railing and walks faster, looking for a way to jump off, as Clutch shadows him from the deck.
I could clear this fence and land on those hay bales, then run away.
Ding throws his phone at the neighbor's hay bales, but it clips the fence, misses the hay, and shatters on the road.
Won't work, but I have to go back there to help the squatters fight off Mayor Tuco. You going?
Clutch pulls him off of the balustrade and back onto the deck, as Tito Cava fires more shots at neighbors running below.
No, we can't escape your relatives. Then get past vigilantes manning roadblocks all the way there.
No roads. Listen, Marisol arrives. We go for Tita's favorite seafood.
Interior, Tito Cava's Jeep moving, day 1 week later. Tito Cava drives his Jeep with Tita and Marisol up front, Ding and Clutch in the middle, and Imam in the back seat.
It's been so long since I've been home. You aren't scared being here?
Nope. I'm with my Muslim brothers.
Tito Cava smiles in the mirror at Imam Arola, who smiles back for a half second. Interior, seafood resto on ferry dock at Ding's table, day. Clutch puts a hand up for a bucket of beer as the Imam shakes his head like, no way.
1 beer. He hasn't converted yet.
But a waiter delivers it anyway, and Ding raises a bottle in toast to Clutch as the Imam looks away in disgust. Interior resto, Ding's table with empty bottles, day later. Clutch and Ding belch after downing a last beer and get up to use the comfort room, but the Imam follows them.
Come on, Imam. We gotta go see our... And without your assistance, salamat.
Interior comfort room, window, view of ferry dock, day. Ding texts expat Steve near a window, then steps back and kicks out all the glass panes using his flip-flops, and exterior seafood resto through window frame, above dock, same. Ding and Clutch jump through the window frame onto the ferry dock and run past a line of now cheering ferry passengers. Exterior ferry dock's pier, day, seconds later. But Tito Caba and Imam Arola appear with machine guns as all passengers flee the dock, leaving behind one guy, a lone texter, spotter, so busy texting Clutch's GPS location he doesn't even notice them until he looks up and it's the spotter. Imam Arola taps Tito Caba as he opens fire. Bap, 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 bap. The spotter dives into the alleyway entrance to the sea shanties. Exterior ferry dock, pier, alley between sea shanties, day. Tito Caba runs into the alley following the spotter, but he's already gone. Tito is lost, and he looks below him as Ding, then Clutch, slide down the pier ladder onto the lower dock, fall in a boat, get up, and paddle out to the harbor. Exterior, open ocean in rowboat, day, minutes later. Ding waves his hands at Captain Ruping's passing yacht.
Great plan. We can just row back all the way to Gringos, right?
No worries, mate. Filipinos are friendly. We're getting rescued.
The yacht motors in close, sending its wake right over their rowboat, which instantly swamps them. On Ding's rowboat hull, capsized. Ding and Clutch hold onto the boat's keel with two arms, keeping their heads above a series of crashing waves. Exterior ocean, Captain Ruping's yacht, moving, day. The yacht U-turns, stops, and then drops an inflatable boat that speeds toward them, piloted by two tattooed sailors. Exterior, Ruping's yacht on front sun deck, day, minutes later. Captain Ruping argues with a female voice below deck before coming upstairs to greet his new rescues, Ding and Clutch.
So sorry about the swamping. We can drop you off wherever. No problem.
Ding looks suspiciously at Clutch, who just smiles.
Okay, let's check the menu of the fish sanctuary. I'm just starving.
Captain Ruping lights fuses on soda bottles of dynamite and flips them down onto the buoyed marine sanctuary below. Exterior, yacht, front sun deck, moving, day, seconds later. But boom! Ding and Clutch cringe from an underwater explosion as erupting geysers rain fish on the deck.
You just destroyed corals that took centuries to grow. And rare fish!
Captain Ruping picks up green fish with blast holes and tosses them on top of a hot barbecue grill with red coals.
It's okay. Wakes them up down there.
Interior yacht, kitchen galley, dining table, that night. Everyone eats fish with blast holes using their bare hands, except for Ding, who just looks around perplexed.
How come that girl we heard before isn't coming up to eat with us?
Well, this is a 5-star fare. She only likes fast food from Jollibee's.
But after he answers, the girl downstairs screams, and Ding sprints over to the sound of her voice, followed by Clutch. Exterior, yacht at cabin door, window blacked, night. Ding and Clutch kick on the door until it breaks open.
She sold me a kidney, so what?
Ding and Clutch look inside the cabin. Interior cabin operating room, improvised, same. They see Miss Argo lays on a dining table in restraints, and her liver is outlined with dashes from a black marker.
That's her liver. She won't live.
Ding and Clutch charge in as Dr. Go tries to block them, but Ding punches him, rips off Miss Argo's restraints, and then Clutch lifts her out of the cabin with Ding's help. Exterior, yacht, forward deck to rear deck, moving, night. Two tattooed sailors attack Ding, but his elbows, spin kick and three-piece combos drop them both as Clutch brings Miss Argo past the pilot house, galley, and onto the rear deck. Ding stomps down sailors, then retreats toward the rear, finding Ruping's dynamite-filled soda bottles stashed in his dive bag, but Captain Ruping himself takes it away. So Ding grabs it back and pushes him overboard, whistles to Clutch, flips a bottle on the grill, and jumps overboard. From rear deck railing, Clutch and Miss Argo jump together as kabloom! The yacht explodes and they hit the water, surface, and swim away from Ding and Ruping as exterior yacht sinking into ocean whirlpool, night. The sinking yacht sucks Ding and Ruping into its vortex, so Ding pushes Ruping in further and he's swept inside the whirlpool tube as Ding fights to swim his way out of it. Exterior, open ocean, in riptide waves, night, hours later. Clutch and Ding swim hard against a riptide, breaking waves for Miss Argo until they can finally see the shoreline. Exterior, white sand beach, late night, moonlit. Ding, Clutch, and Miss Argo stumble out of the water and just fall onto the white sand beach.
Presents for Barangay. Shaburan.
Ding holds up a dive bag full of dynamite bottles.
You still got it. Nice. Wait a minute. That's really dangerous.
Exterior, Changay Market, trapdoor entrance, next morning. Ding texts his number to Miss Argo, sitting in her taxi as she drives away. He opens the trapdoor to the Changay Market's crawl space, and Clutch can barely fit inside it, crawling with his screama sticks and wearing his pinga's axe. Interior alleyways, Shabu warehouse, front door, day later. Clutch blocks the alley as Ding kicks open the door, rushes workers, hits them with palm strikes, nut kicks and knees to the face, tosses dynamite on their LPG stove, and runs out. In alleyway, Clutch sees Shabu warehouse exploding. The drug warehouse blows its walls off as workers race out, and the roof on naked beams topples over into blue flames. Exterior, Changay Market on Main Street day, minutes later. Ding knocks an addict off a motorcycle and rides it away as Clutch jumps on the back, but as they race down the street...
U-turn, Ube Bubog, U-turn!
Many addicts block the road, but Ding just slaloms through them anyway, passing so close an addict stabs Clutch in the leg.
Ah, Bubog, don't showboat. Just stick to what I tell you. Now stop here. I know what we have to do.
Exterior, Shaburan Bridge, entrance gate, day, seconds later. Addicts bang nails into lumber to board up the bridge as Clutch runs into some addicts guarding it, shoving them backwards, arching his back into a perfect ramp, right as Ding rides the bike up Clutch's back like a ramp and jumps over the addicts, rolling a lit dynamite bottle under their gate as he slides out, and kabloom, the gate explodes. Fleeing addicts trample over Clutch, but Ding drives up, pulls him up onto his bike, and Ding and Clutch ride over the bridge as it breaks off from the anchors in the road and collapses right behind them. Interior, Governor's Club, VIP dining tables that night. Governor Mukong stares at black-eyed Captain Ruping as General Gambog selects treats from a poacher's buffet.
It's your fault. Losing 2 guys.
A defeated Captain Ruping nibbles on sea turtle eggs and says nothing, so General Gambog tries to be helpful.
Send your militia in the attack chopper directly to the lechon. Why? Vigilantes watching all roads. Americano won't even make it to the city. But if he does, we're sending everybody with Tamara. It's over.
Exterior, Fortuna Street, squatter village, next day. Ding's bike stalls as they approach the squatter and they start coasting, but from every alley they pass they see more vigilantes riding out to join the vigilantes already driving behind them, as Clutch and Ding's stolen motorcycle runs a bit, then conks out completely near Gringo's Lechon. Exterior, interior, Gringo's Lechon, entrance foyer, day. Clutch and Ding jump off the bike, sprint to the entrance gate as Gringo holds it open, then run into the Lechon, where Ding hands the bag of dynamite over to expat Steve.
Nice to see you. No worries. We're expecting company. We'll add this dynamite to that rat piss bombs.
The squatters' militia thump their harpoons in approval. Interior, entrance foyer at Steve's table that night. The vigilantes cut the fence and drive in, firing blam blam to deploy shooters who run in firing blam blam at Steve.
Stanley's expedition. At close range, he stated. Native spears were absolutely devastating.
Expat Steve calmly drinks a beer as bullets whiz past him.
Hold. Let them get closer, okay?
Squatter army throws out a dozen razor-sharp harpoons. Interior, entrance foyer to death tables, night, time-lapse. Harpoons hit vigilantes, still firing, blam blam, until ropes drag them backwards, pulling them over a dividing wall, over landscaping shrubs, and down onto death tables, where squatters crack their helmets off with the screama sticks, and the tannout arrests them, and then finally, Ding and Clutch can run past with repair wires to fix the fence hole. Exterior, interior, security fence hole, back to foyer, night. Clutch wires the fence hole, and Ding parries Colonel Tamara with sticks as he rides in with his sword, but the Colonel gets past him and slashes Clutch's leg, so Clutch retreats, leaning on Ding, and falls in the foyer, where expat Steve pushes Ding back, but he freezes as the vigilante backup team now ride up to the fence, firing blam blam at them.
Make him follow you away from here, or we're finished. Go to Gringo.
Steve stumbles away with Clutch, but they fall, and Ding picks them up, drags them to the kitchen, and finds his longboard.
Lesson 5. Just own it. My new black belt and pound for pound king of the street is you, Ube Bubog.
Exterior, Fortuna Street on skateboard moving night. Ding skateboards away from Gringos to the squatter village, holding his 2 eskrima sticks, but stops in the road as vigilante backup team's 32 members all pull out knives and charge him one by one, as Ding swings sticks and dismounts each rider until Colonel Tamara drives in fast, swinging his sword around to slice Ding's neck. But Ding pulls his shirt off, wraps up the strike, and headbutts him off his bike, and Colonel Tamara slides across the street, heading groin first for a telephone pole, and kabloom, he hits it. Interior, Gringo's Lechon, entrance foyer, same. Steve squirts hot sauce up Clutch's nostrils, his eyes open, and he writes something on a napkin, tucks it in his shirt pocket, flashes a thumbs up to Ding, and he pukes. Exterior, on Fortuna Street, same. Colonel Tamara gets up, fixes his crotch, and circles Ding.
Be careful, old man. You're not a real fighter anymore.
Colonel throws punches, but Ding ducks them, throws a flying elbow, and kaslam! Tamara stumbles and falls. Ding jumps over him, pushes off his longboard, and the vigilante backup team all drive right behind Ding as he skateboards across the street, onto the sidewalk, and over to Gringo's trapdoor. Exterior, squatter shanty, open trapdoor entrance night. Ding flips his deck up and dives headfirst through a trapdoor Gringo is holding open. It shuts and they're gone. Exterior, Fortuna Street on sidewalk night. The vigilante backup team park in confusion as squatter women splash them with laundry water, then retreat back inside their shanties, leaving the Tanod behind. High above them, on a utility pole, Tanod cuts a high voltage line which falls down and lands on the wet pavement with a sharp crack. Vigilante backup team tangle up their motorcycles' handlebars fast in an epic struggle to unhook them to get away from this spot, but exterior, squatter village on rooftop same, the squatters tilt a rack of LPG tanks which roll off and fall to the wet, electrically charged pavement below, and exterior, Fortuna Street, LPG tanks exploding night. LPG tanks explode on the road, creating a giant fireball that rolls right over the vigilantes, incinerating them all. Interior, Gringo's Lechon, reserved tables, buffet next day. At the victory party, everyone slaps each other on the back, relieved at the annihilation of the mayor's vigilantes.
We did it! Got rid of those buggers once and for all. Toast!
But expat Steve scans with his binoculars to make sure. His binoculars see, across squatter village, destroyed, just smoking foundations with broken windows, facing a street filled with burning motorcycles, but no bodies.
No bodies. Not sure we got them. Wait a minute. Oh, crikey. Incoming.
Binoculars see in alleyway exits on Fortuna Street. With shirts burned and smoking, the vigilantes step out from the alleys where they hid to survive the LPG carpet bombing. Exterior, squatter village, smoldering day that moment. Vigilante backup team picks up burning lumber from the squat, walks with it across the street to the Lechon, and as a white taxi drives right through them, they all scatter. But this backup team just regroups again seconds later, and then continues marching right over to Gringo's, where exterior, Gringo's Lechon under thatched roof day, the vigilante backup team toss burning lumber sticks on the native thatched roof, while underneath it, Gringo ushers everyone into the kitchen for safety, and then barricades the steel door with a heavy wooden beam as exterior, security gate to kitchen door moving day. A city truck drives up, and Mayor's fast demolition team jump off it and cut the lock off the security fence gate. Then they all run into the foyer, right up to Gringo's kitchen door, and swing sledgehammers into the heavy steel door, striking it. Slam, 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 slam. But the damage is just dense, so they line up and take turns to keep smashing it. Interior, Gringo's kitchen across room from kitchen door, day. Gringo forms a prayer circle as the hammers hit. Slam, slam.
It's a great day to be a Filipino!
But the hammers outside keep striking the door. Slam, slam. Interior, kitchen, looking out. Rear order window, open, day. Slam, slam. Ding sees Colonel Tamara on his bike at the end of the driveway, so he slides out the rear order window. But he's followed by Clutch, Gringo, and Steve. Slam, slam. Exterior in driveway at neighbor's gate, boarded up, day. Colonel Tamara races his bike over to Ding as he stands in front of the neighbor's boarded-up gate, waiting for him.
Don't burn it down. I'm right here.
But lumber flies apart when the neighbor's gate explodes. Exterior, in driveway, a white taxi, back door moving, day. The white taxi smashes through the gate, pulls up, and the back door swings open to show a Philippine flag sticker as the taxi driver honks. Clutch throws Ding in the back seat with Gringo and Steve as Tamara rides right up to him.
I warned you, kid. Hey, don't leave.
Colonel Tamara draws and aims at the taxi, but it backs out super fast through the hole in the gate and disappears. Exterior, Fortuna Street, uphill to Mountain Subdivision, day. The white taxi, followed by the Tanod's jeepney, drives past the vigilantes and heads up the hill to Tito's subdivision. In the street, vigilante backup team members point guns at commuters riding past them, take their motorbikes away, and then race up the hill after Ding. Exterior, Subdivision Road, Tito's mansion, entrance gate, day. Squatters of all ages link arms to form a human chain across the entrance gate to protect Ding's home, right as, in road, vigilantes on stolen bikes moving, drive up, facing them and rev engines. But as Koala Boy pulls in next to Colonel Tamara, he dismounts and walks away.
Stop! Don't fight the foreigner here. My relatives live there.
Colonel Tamara approaches the human chain, waving his gun, and squatter kids step forward to block him.
Get out of my way! I'll shoot you! I'm counting to 3. Ready? 1!
Interior, Tito's kitchenette, bay window, day, that moment. On the kitchen table, Ding finds his father's box delivered. He rips it open to discover a jacket, then leaps out of the window, right as Lolo Edwin runs in the room with Clutch. Lolo Edwin sees an empty box, and the window is wide open.
2!
Lolo sees through window Ding walking up the driveway wearing his father's army jacket. He reaches the gate and opens it.
No! Save my grandson!
Clutch jumps out the window, lands on the driveway, and speed runs toward Ding. Exterior, Tito's mansion at entrance gate, day. Clutch arrives just as Ding locks the gate from the other side, and he grabs Ding's jacket sleeve through the bars.
3!
But Ding rips his sleeve out of Clutch's mini vice grip and walks away to the human chain. Exterior, entrance gate, vigilante motorcycle lineup, same. Colonel Tamara signals the vigilantes for engine shutoff as Koala Boy is held onto by Tamara's driver, age unknown.
Wait! Never mind. He's coming out.
Colonel Tamara, blocked by 2 kids, raises his gun as the human chain parts and Ube Bubog walks out past the kids and Tamara takes aim at his head.
Don't be crazy, Bubog! Bubog!
The women in the human chain scream in fright as Colonel Tamara squeezes the trigger on his .45, but as he pulls, his eyes catch on Ding's jacket. His arm jerks and blam! 1 bullet flying grazes past Ding's head but only cuts his earlobe. Colonel Tamara holds fire while his middle-aged eyes try to search and focus on the army jacket, and he can now see clearly. Tamara sees on jacket next to medals a nameplate, and the name Bangus J. Rizzo, a national war hero. Colonel Tamara points his gun down, distracted by past battles and lost soldier Bangus J. Rizzo, but then his glance hardens.
That? Really? Your relative?
Ding politely nods, yes. Colonel Tamara holsters his pistol, removes his sunglasses, rips off his skull mask, exposing his wounded face, and throws it away.
Military Academy was my idol! Don't sell shabu, okay? Vigilantes never bother you again. My word.
He walks to his bike as his driver releases Koala Boy. He gets on it, and his driver revs up and races him away as the human chain cheers. Then vigilantes ride off one by one until Koala Boy races past and they're all gone. Exterior, Tito's mansion, front yard, lawn party, night, later. At the victory party, Clutch walks over to Lolo Edwin, but he's in a squatter group hug, so he shakes hands with Ding.
One thing they respect is family. And we got one here, don't we? Hey, where's Tito hiding now? Clutch?
Marisol laughs as Lolo Edwin tries to hug Clutch, but he can't find a place on his body that isn't wounded. Exterior, Governor's Castle, poolside cabana, next day. Governor Mukong throws his glass at Koala Boy and his towel falls off, exposing scars to a masseuse, 20, who faints.
The squatters have people power, and Colonel Tamara gave a truce.
No truce, Gambog. Send my militia.
General Gambog steps away, feeling for his gun holster.
Cannot. I asked many times already. Now militia is outnumbered by an island-wide Ube Bubog movement.
Squatters love this Ube Bubog, and I heard he's your relative.
Captain Roofing mouths the word relative to himself.
We can't return to his house. If the squatters revolt, they'll take over the Capitol building again.
Hire out-of-land farmers. There's a lot of them now. Expand my militia with those Bolokuya provincials.
But General Gambog won't make eye contact with the governor.
And wage civil war against all the squatters? I'd rather resign.
Gambog draws his gun at the governor, reaching for something, but it's a toothpick, and he puts it between his teeth.
Fine. Your positions are always the same. You and General Gambog.
Mayor Tuco nods his head yes, like he agrees.
We have big problems, and you're very ill. Ondoy can't hold office. Make this easy. Resign and appoint me acting governor, starting today.
Mayor Tuco hands the governor resignation documents to sign as General Gambog relaxes and his gun points at the ground.
You're right, Mayor. I'm just sick. We all slow down. Where do I sign?
Governor Mukong reaches for a pen but pulls out his pistol and blam! General Gambog and blam! Mayor Tuco both fall. Exterior Castle Drawbridge to heliport moving day later. The governor leads his militia as they drag Mayor Tuco and General Gambog out over the drawbridge as Gambog moans.
Okay, your resignation is tendered. I will inform you, General Ondoy, to execute the Ube Bubog family in their own home.
Koala Boy runs past, jumps on his Ducati, and races away. Interior, Tito's mansion at kitchen dining table that night. Gringo ladles out stew to Ding, Lolo Edwin, Tito Guapito, Marisol, and, rubbing his hands in glee, a bandaged Clutch.
Your favorite, soup number 5.
Clutch digs in, spearing gray meatballs and chewing them.
Ah, that's delicious, Gringo.
You're so Filipino. Ding told you about the main ingredients, right?
He said it was beef, a beef stew.
Lolo Edwin and Gringo laugh so hard, Clutch gets up fast. Interior kitchen on marble countertop next to stove day. Clutch flips through Gringo's recipe book until he finds the recipe for fresh lanchow, or AKA soup number 5.
Scald, drain, and chop a pound of ram testicles?
Clutch looks at Ding as he grabs the book to look closer.
And then add a pound and a half of pope penis. I'll kill you!
Clutch throws the book at Ding as he runs over to grab him, but Lolo Edwin jumps up and stops his attack.
Hey, wait! You like it before. Keeps the old flag flying, Diva.
Lolo Edwin shoves Clutch down on a seat and drops some cash in his lap, but he stands back up to wave the money around.
Coaching is now my J.O.B. Finally. That leaves only one question.
Clutch goes down on one knee next to Marisol's chair. Under the table, Tito Guapito wears the exact same gloves as Koala Boy as his gloved fingers press 911 on his phone.
We're from different cultures, but I like your family. Would you marry...
Marisol starts to say yes, but the gate buzzer goes off. Exterior mansion on front steps, night, time lapse, hours. Tito Guapito talks to police officers for a very long time. Interior mansion at kitchen table, very late that night. Clutch sits, watching Tito Guapito explore in his wallet.
I need more cash for the wives of people you injured. The judge won't care if they're vigilantes' wives.
Tito checks every pocket, then throws it onto the table.
You're broke. No J.O.B. I'll drive you back to the airport right now.
But Marisol puts some of her cash down next to the wallet.
Nope. I'm signing up with the best fight trainer in the whole world.
And Lolo Edwin takes out some of his emergency fund.
Senior discount for me. Ballyhoog.
If we get married, I can live here in Mantawi like you guys, right?
Ding sticks out his tongue at Tito Guapito but gets slapped. Exterior mansion, backyard lawn, wedding reception on Sunday. Marisol escorts Prince Lumatak and his warriors over to her relatives and they all laugh when Tita shows her pistol is bigger than Imam's. But then, boom, guests flee as a hearse drives through the pool fence and up to the cake table. Exterior, backyard lawn at wedding cake table, same. The hearse parks near the table, its rear hatch opens, and Vice Mayor Rando exits with Carmelite nuns bearing a casket.
Wedding off! It's a mutiny now. Mayor shot by soon-to-be ex-governor, and you're his next target. But don't worry, his police are with us.
Policemen in habits put the casket down, lifting the lid on rifles that guests take as they assemble into battle groups.
Our real sisters here will escort the women to a safe house. Here's my friend Beltran, ex-vigilante.
Nun Beldrin steps out to booze, but waves them all silent.
Governor sending his private army. You should ask Ding to surrender to the police. He was dealing shabu.
Wedding guests gasp as Clutch glares across to Ding, who sends Lolo Edwin over to escort them both to the pool house. Exterior, backyard at pool house, front door at day. Ding opens the front door. Lolo Edwin, with his arm on Clutch's shoulder, guides him into the private room inside. Interior, Tito's kitchen and bay windows, day, flashback. Lolo Edwin sees from the kitchen window Ding washing, then polishing the rims of Tito's SUV until they shine brightly. Interior kitchen at gold-plated sink, day later. Ding hands Lolo Edwin the SUV keys along with a shabu bag, which Edwin empties in the sink as Tito Guapito walks in.
I lost something important. I had it locked in my truck's glove box. Ding had my keys. Hey, I need them.
Lolo Edwin runs the water, keeping the keys away from Tito. As he grabs for them, Ding sneaks out the front door. Exterior, Squatter Village, basketball court later that day. Players run up behind Ding as he shows the real bag of Tito's shabu to all the forwards resting on the bench.
Check this out. This has got to be 20,000 pesos, right here.
Players gather around him to see a huge set shabu crystal. Exterior, basketball court at sunset. The players leave for home as Ding wraps up a large wad of cash from his sports nerd first-time buyers. Exterior, Fortuna Street on sidewalk, late night. Ding walks down the sidewalk toward Gringo's barbecue, humming an American pop song, but a white SUV drives up over the curb. Its windows zip down and police officers inside wave for him to come with them. End flashback. Exterior, Tito's backyard, pool house, day, present, rainy. Clutch walks out of the wooden pool shack and into the rain wearing a stern look that causes Prince Lumatak to approach.
He lied. Kid was selling it. I only trained him so I could earn enough money to pay your hospital bill.
Look, Brad. Blinky's parents paid that bill. It was just my asthma. Not your fault at all. Really.
Clutch and Lumatak shake hands like old brothers.
Every family has black sheep, but we don't disown them here. Stay with us, Brad. You're a Filipino now. Hey, where are you going?
Clutch drops his eyes and walks away with the women and children into their protective escort, the Carmelite nuns. Interior, Mantawi International Airport, Gate C, day, raining. Clutch is standing arm in arm with Carmelite nuns, his name being paged at Gate C as everyone else finishes boarding. Exterior, travel agency and street, USA, night, flashback. Stick-thin blonde, 20s, in the backseat of a taxi, holds up a bag of money that Clutch reaches inside for.
Partier? Never, ever, before I married you. You know how long you were gone this time. Way too long. You feel me? Now, I gotta get going. Sorry.
Exterior, street alongside yellow taxi moving, same. As Clutch jogs next to the blonde's window, she hands him a glass pipe, but he fumbles it, and it shatters on the road.
I'll pay you back, with interest, when I win Knockout of the Night bonus money in my first UFC fight.
End flashback. Exterior, airport taxi area, Philippines, rainy day, present. Clutch runs over to Marisol and leans in under her umbrella, but keeps a distance, and his shoulders get rained on.
Go. Just go to America. This isn't your fight. Don't risk it all, your success, for some poor squatters.
Clutch strikes a different pose.
Success, Marisol. Before I came here, I did time. Time. In a jail.
Marisol looks at him in utter confusion.
For a number of B&Es. It's when you break in someone's house.
Marisol's eyes look up, still hopeful.
But you were selling a Keeping Bullies at Bay program on DVD, and your website says you have dozens of students all over the USA.
I paid a hotel business center to build web pages and upload a cover design. There's no actual DVDs and only one student, Ding. I'm just a nobody. It was a hustle. I'm sorry.
Marisol leans away, letting raindrops camouflage her tears as Clutch gets in the white taxi and it drives off honking. Exterior, Tito's mansion on backyard lawn day, minutes later. Tita Haja Zarada escorts Clutch to the backyard of Tito's house where Marisol's wedding guests give Clutch a standing ovation. Then indigenous warriors tackle him and pile on.
Okay, we're all here. The ladies are at the safe house. Now what?
Vice Mayor Rando lowers his phone, looking serious.
Bad news is evil ex-governor's militia is flying here any second.
The male wedding guests all Bronx cheer over a chopper noise.
Good news. I called our president and he already sent the Philippine Air Force over to save us.
As they watch, one Vietnam-era chopper crash lands on their lawn to applause, but Vice Mayor puts his phone down as they all see, past fence over neighbor's backyard lawn, the governor's chopper arrives, hovering, as his militia rappel down with envoy, land with big guns and open fire.
Worst news is, Mukong's militia have American-made weapons. Run!
Exterior, Tito's mansion across backyard lawn moving, same. Wedding guests sprint to the mansion's back door, cursing as the Air Force unit on Tito's lawn fires back, bap, 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 at Mukong's militia, and bullets perforate neighbors' homes. Interior, Tito's kitchen in bay window day, seconds later. Guests crawl on the floor as bullets crash through the bay window, but Lolo Edwin stands up and looks outside to see neighbors run past, holding paintings and bottles of liquor.
Transfer to my wine cellar!
Interior, Tito's mansion downstairs, wine cellar next morning. Clutch snores and gunshots ring outside as Tita pours more mango wine for Lolo and Tito, while the imam frowns at them.
Hear that, Ding? You idiots just started and lost a civil war.
So what? Thief! You stole all my good paintings and hid them!
As Tito gets in Lolo Edwin's face, he raises his arms.
We pay for what we can, so don't hold my paintings for ransom, okay?
Tito makes an angry smirk close to Lolo's face, so he throws a surprise punch, and kapow! Tito drops onto the floor. But Tito somehow stands again, and then all out runs up the stairs. Exterior on mansion driveway moving day, seconds later. Ding and Lolo Edwin jog down the driveway at him, but Tito's armored SUV pulls out onto the street and drives away.
You really beat him up. Go Lolo! He's just a bully. All bullies can be beaten because all bullies are cowards. And you just proved it.
Lolo Edwin raises his fist up in the air and shakes it and then exhales and almost falls over, but leans on Ding.
Woo! I wanted to tell him off like that for years. Clutch's training. Tito? Yes. Okay, we'll move out. As soon as the battle in your swanky subdivision is over, okay?
Bursts of gunfire from pistols, rifles, and shotguns all can be heard coming from the direction that Tito's SUV went in. Exterior, Tito's mansion on driveway, day, seconds later. Tito's SUV truck, now bullet-riddled, drives in reverse back into the driveway and parks next to Lolo Edwin and Ding. Exterior, at Tito's SUV truck with shattered windshield, day. The bulletproof windshield collapses on Tito Guapito as he opens the door and steps out, wiping glass off his face.
Lolo Edwin, you got any more of that home-brewed mango wine, compadre?
I sure do, Tito. I sure do.
Tito Guapito puts his arm around Lolo Edwin and they both walk together into their home as Ding holds the door open. Interior, Tito's kitchen, a round dining table that night. Everyone from the wine cellar is gathered in the kitchen around two wounded Air Force soldiers, 20s, unarmed.
They say Honduras militia plan to attack us in the house of daybreak, unless we surrender Americana now.
Every mate who thinks you should surrender him, raise your hand.
No one moves or breathes. No one in the room even blinks.
Yep, that's what I thought. Let's move outside and form battle groups. Out the yard, men. Follow me.
Exterior, Tito's mansion on backyard lawn, right at dawn. In plain sight of Ondoy, led by expat Steve, Team Bubog moonwalk across the backyard lawn toward the pool house.
Okay, first, get some eyeballs on us, mates. Second, get into the shack.
They all reached the front door and entered the pool house in single file, but as the door swings shut behind them, exterior backyard lawn, damaged pool fence at hole, same. Ondoy, with his militia, runs through the fence hole in a dash to the pool house, firing RPGs that blow the roof and doors off, then run into the roofless shack, spraying bullets at everything, but nobody's even in there anymore. Interior pool house, front door at dawn, flashback earlier. Team Bubog walk in the pool house entrance in single file, but after the door shuts, they run and jump out a window, then jog back to the main house in separate battle groups. Exterior, destroyed pool house, bullets flying, day, present. Tito Caba runs up to the roofless shack and fires over it on automatic, bap, 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 pinning the militia there. And exterior, Tito's mansion upstairs, attic window, open, same. Gringo and expat Steve toss down all the squatters' dynamite and rat piss bombs into the roofless pool house. Interior, exterior, destroyed pool house in main room, same. Baloomph! Mukong's militia members are temporarily blinded by acidic rat urine, and they bounce off walls trying to run away, but finally they jump out a broken back window and exterior, interior, along pool fence into living room, moving, day. Militia members use hands to blindly follow the damaged pool fence right to the patio door, open it, and then file inside, following the wall molding into the shuttered living room. But in the dark room, they can feel someone standing there. Interior, Tito's mansion in living room, day, lights on. Lights on, Ding, Clutch, and indigenous warriors beat them senseless with a scream of sticks, whap, 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 right across the living room, down the hallway and out the front door. Exterior, mansion entrance on front yard lawn, same. As militia survivors exit the house, police line them up in handcuffs on the front yard lawn. Vice Mayor Rando kicks their butts and they fall on the grass, except for two. Interior mansion upstairs, attic door, day, at that moment. Two escaped militia survivors kick open the attic door and expat Steve rushes them and blam, he's shot, but their gun jams and he's turned around for their human shield.
Hey, that's not playing fair. Steve, you better duck, amigo.
Gringo shoots at them anyway, blam, 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 but misses every time and click, he's out of ammo. Two militia survivors throw Steve over to Gringo as he spits his cigar into the dynamite bag, tosses it to them and slams the door shut. Exterior, backyard lawn, POV, Tito's mansion imploding, same. Kaboom! The mansion collapses down into a debris pile with Gringo, Steve, and militia members still inside, as, on backyard lawn, Ondoy runs past the pool house and out through the pool fence hole, across the neighbor's lawn, and grabs onto the skid of his rising chopper with one arm and flies away. Exterior, subdivision road, Ding's broken gate later that day. At the broken gate in front of Tito's demolished mansion, Marisol returns with the nuns, and they kneel with Ding and Clutch, some wedding guests and police, and lead a community prayer service in front of two pictures of the lost heroes, expat Steve and Gringo, and everyone weeps openly until Governor Mukong walks toward them on the road, holding a megaphone as everyone finishes praying and looks up.
Thanks! You did me a big favor. Militia was too expensive. I never used them enough. So right now, everyone say, hello, Kuyas!
Exterior on Subdivision Road, Bolo Kuyas dancing, day. Bolo Kuyas dance up the road swinging bolos, swinging a field song as more Kuyas join in, singing it a cappella.
Meet my Bolo Kuyas! They have nothing left to lose. Really, I sold off all their land. Send Marisol over here so she can negotiate your immediate surrender.
Marisol walks with Ding until he's grabbed by Bolo Kuyas and she's pulled away from him by royal guards.
Why rip off your own Pinoys?
Governor Mukong holds onto Marisol as royal guards drive up his SUV truck right to them with the rear door wide open.
I'm not a Pinoy. My great-great-grandfather is from Fujian, China.
Governor Mukong pushes her inside his SUV and sits next to her, then yells back to the Bolo Kuyas.
Ani mga ito tulad ng tubo. Cut them down like weeds. Driver, my club.
He slams the door and his SUV races away down the street. Exterior at Broken Gate, Bolo Kuyas line up, moving in, same. The Kuyas move in, waving bolos, looking to hack Ding apart for the reward money, but police and wedding guests form Team Ube Bubog and line up fast against them on the street, interlocking their eskrima sticks to shield them. Exterior on Subdivision Road between fighter lineups day. Ding steps between the fighters' lines, waving his arms like, "Time out!" and Okuya smacks him with his bolo's flat side.
Hey, hold up, guys. Pinoy ako. Pinoy here. We're all the same here. Yo!
In Bolo Kuya's lineup, Rowdy Kuyas quiet a bit, stand still and begin to listen.
Politiko namin labanan ang mga ito. Politicians, they are thieves. That's why we must pursue this case together, city and province, in the legal system. I know a great lawyer. He files to certify your land ownership. Come on, let's do it.
The crowd cheers, but Bolo Lolo walks up to him fast.
Our money province need loans now!
Vice Mayor Rando puts his arm around Bolo Lolo and slips him some cash while he basks in the crowd's chants of approval.
New mayor here. We'll assist you with microloans. Right, new mayor?
Vice Mayor Rando raises his arms in victory to them.
Let's use bolos to harvest crops after we legalize all of your land!
Applause, and Bolo Kuyas put away their bolos as Tita Zoraida shows Clutch and Ding a text from Tita Regina.
Governor Mukong's Tita! I text her, and she's not happy with him. Her entourage is driving there now.
Clutch flashes a thumbs up as Ding borrows her phone.
I'm texting King Balinga. Our native brothers will come help us.
Exterior, Tito's destroyed mansion in driveway day later. Tita Regina 60 gets out of her gold-plated limousine and hugs Tita Zoraida as King Balinga and his warriors drive in, standing up in the bed of a stolen mining truck.
We must hurry now and get your precious Marisol back. Fast.
Tita Regina waves, vehicles rev, and Clutch climbs in the mining truck with indigenous warriors. Ding jumps in the jeepney with Bolo Kuyas. The Muslims get in her limo and the jeepney drives off first. Then the cars, trucks, and limousines in the convoy all race back to Mantawi City. Exterior Governor's Club gathering on sidewalk day later. Squatters, Kuyas, the Muslims, warriors, and Clutch chat with some locals, but Tita Zoraida waves them all silent as Tita Regina calls inside to her relative, Governor Mukong.
Nephew, where's our capital? It's a filth den. Bring that young girl outside right now. You hear me? Oh my, how rude. He just hung up.
The two Titas exchange looks of horror, then turn their eyes on Tito Guapito as he takes out a black and white mask. Interior Governor's Club darkened in front windows day. Royal guards board up windows from the inside, drill holes in them, and then start watching the rowdy crowd outside. Interior Club's back room, behind shoji screen, lit up. Same, but transplant surgeon Dr. Go gives the thumbs down on their latest donor, a heavily sedated Nurse Marisol.
Impossible! She's a hijabi girl. She's a nurse, so they're exposed to Hep C. Dr. Go can't use her. We need new relative, ready to cut.
Exterior sidewalk gathering to club entrance moving day. Tito Guapito puts on his koala boy mask and walks towards the club entrance as Ding follows and the crowd boos him.
Koala boy, huh? He didn't help me. He did. Every time we're trying to liquidate the Americano, not you.
People stand in Koala Boy's way, but he just shoves them aside and opens the club's red doors, then disappears into the inky darkness inside as the doors close. Ka-chunk! Exterior, interior club entrance, red doors moving, day later. Red doors open and Koala Boy waves for both Titas to enter, so they take Ding and Clutch inside with them as bodyguards. Interior Governor's Club Capitol Bar at VIP table, day. The two Titas sit with the governor, scolding him until he signals royal guards to drag them away, and Koala Boy holds Clutch at gunpoint, throwing his own bag and keys to Ding.
Petty bribes. Walang nadito. I'm not serving your kleptocracy. Diba?
Koala Boy adds his wallet, brimming with cash, to the gifts.
You really don't need an SUV and some mobilization fund. Kids today.
Ding picks up the bag but smashes Koala Boy with it, grabs his throat in a Cobra Clutch hold, and he drops his gun.
Power on. Cable 2. Water flows for everyone, even in Muslim zone.
And when I don't?
Ding releases Koala Boy and he collapses to the floor.
I'll pop your eyeballs out and feed them to the squatters' dogs.
Royal guards push Marisol into the bar, now wearing a torn hospital gown, big bandages, and using a towel for a hijab.
No deal. Now, take care and leave while you still can.
Exterior Governor's Club on sidewalk, night, seconds later. Clutch guides Ding as he transfers Marisol in his arms over to EMTs pushing a stretcher, and they roll her away as Ding speaks Filipino to the crowd, inciting angry locals to pass out escrima-sticks and follow him back to the club. Exterior club at front windows, all boarded up, night. The angry mob kicks in a window. It collapses internally, and Ding jumps through it as everyone falls in behind him. Interior club, in entrance foyer, same. Royal guards attack the angry mob and get cut down by sticks. Then Clutch rib kicks the fallen, and as Ding punches through Royal guards and sees Governor Mukong in the back room with his organ trafficker captain, and he panics.
Guards!
Clutch follows Ding, punching guards all the way to the back room, advancing to reach the governor and Captain Ruping.
Where's my tita, you doggone?
Interior club's back room near cash counting table, same, as Koala Boy appears waving no to drawing their guns. At table, Governor Mukong and Captain Ruping both reach into their jackets for their guns anyway, and Ding and Clutch race into the room to close the distance with the governor and Captain Ruping in 1.3 seconds, and they reach the other side of the room. Ding closes with Mukong, pushes his hand straight up in the air, and fires his gun off into the ceiling. Blam, blam, blam.
Impossible! No one's that fast!
Ding headbutts, then knees Mukong on the way to the floor.
That's what I used to think.
But a shot goes off behind them, and Ding turns to see Clutch, now wounded, holding Captain Ruping's 2 revolvers, headbutts and nut kicks him, and he falls to the floor. Ding steps on down Governor Mukong's throat, but Koala Boy shoves him off as he shoots Clutch again, then pulls the governor through a hidden escape door, and they disappear. Exterior club's parking lot, cargo chopper, hovering, night. Koala Boy hands Governor Mukong the liver box as he gets in the chopper, but he grabs Koala's pistol and blasts him.
I blame you, Koala. Your vigilantes caused this Ube Bubog uprising. You and that idiot Mayor Tuko.
Mukong tosses the gun on him as he lay dying on the tarmac. Exterior, over nearby shanties, cargo chopper moving, night. The cargo chopper rises up but then loses altitude as underneath, on a shanty rooftop, hanging laundry is blown in the air and feathers fly out from all the chicken coops. Interior, nearby shanty, on ladder to roof, moving, same. Ding climbs fast up the 6 long ladders to the top floor, stumbles past a family eating dinner, jumps out a window into a chicken coop, unlatches it, and runs onto the roof. Exterior, shanty rooftop to roof's edge, moving, night. Ding sprints to the edge of the rooftop just as the chopper reaches the same height, and he leaps off, flapping his arms toward the open cargo bay as it hovers at roof level. Exterior chopper, open cargo bay, flying, night. The governor throws coin bags out of the cargo bay, and Ding sails past the now rising skids, misses them, and he falls. Exterior shanties through, hanging laundry lines, same. Ding free falls through laundry lines, grabbing them, but they all snap, until one he grabs onto swings him up in the air, and he jumps right into the chopper's open cargo bay. Interior chopper, open cargo bay, flying, night. Governor Mukong throws his phone at Ding, but he catches it.
Ah, you got a speed king, but no brains.
The governor heaves cash bags at him, but Ding parries them as cash blows out into the sky until he runs across, grabs the box, but Mukong grabs him and the chopper rises. The governor and Ding slide together across the floor over to the edge of the cargo bay door holding the liver box. Exterior, open sky, cargo chopper at bay's edge flying, same. At bay's edge, the governor and Ding still hold the box, but turbulence hits and they slide over a tiny bit more, and they both get sucked out the bay door into the open sky. In clouds, Governor Mukong and Ding free fall down together, both holding the box and wrestling for top position above the squatter village rooftops in a struggle for final possession of the transplant liver box. Above village church, Governor and Ding falling. They both see the squatter's church zoom into view as they reach terminal velocity, heading straight for it, and
break the fall for me, kid!
the governor shoves Ding under himself in the last second, but Ding climbs up his leg to switch places just as, exterior Fortuna Street on village church roof, night, they hit the roof with Ding on top, and broomph! The Governor's giant butt craters the tin roof, breaking their fall but knocking him unconscious. And as the tin flexes back, they both start sliding down the steep roof together. So Ding stands up on his back, grabs his collar, tucks the liver box under one arm, and surfs him down the rooftop and off the roof's edge, flying through the air until exterior above street at high tower, beer crates same. Ding on his human surfboard flies into the beer crate stack. It topples and he surfs Mukong down falling crates. Exterior on sidewalk, corpse surfing over bottles, same. Then Ding rides Mukong on the sidewalk, rolling over beer bottles until he turns him and grinds him to a stop on all the broken glass. He steps off his governor's surfboard to the squatter's wild applause, then sprints away, with the liver box still carefully tucked under his arm. And exterior sidewalk at Tita's ambulance night, seconds later. Ding hands the box off to EMTs with Tita Regina for his Tita inside the ambulance, then runs past Vice Mayor Rando to Clutch, laying on the sidewalk next to bloody flip-flops. Ding punches his sternum and he doesn't move, so he tries mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, but Clutch's eyes open.
Plum, you pangit dugong.
Ding jumps up as Governor Mukong's forgotten phone rings in his pocket. He takes it out, still ringing, and hands it off fast to Vice Mayor Rando, and he answers it.
Yes, Mr. President. Mukong no more. I am acting governor. My policies?
New Governor Rando turns around for privacy as Mukong's headless body is dragged across the street by the squatters. Interior cargo chopper in open cargo bay flying at night. At dawn, the cargo chopper flies above Ding and he sees, inside the open cargo bay, King Balinga holds up a gym bag bulging with Mukong's head as Prince Lumatak gives him the peace sign. Exterior Tito's destroyed mansion in driveway day later. Ding, Lolo, Marisol, and Miss Argo find Tito Gopito's SUV glove box pried open and walk along a blood drop trail to exterior wrecked subdivision road on Clubhouse Street's day. Clutch, sitting on the clubhouse steps, flicking a lighter above Tito's shabu pipe as the wind blows his flame out until Ding takes it away and throws it in the bushes.
Messed up my big break in UFC here, because I train to win every fight.
Clutch stands using Ding's shoulder for support.
We'll export Lolo's wines to USA. You can help him. And you have to match my campaign for mayor.
Clutch puts his arm on Ding and staggers away with Marisol, Lolo Edwin, and Miss Argo following, but he has bled out. Exterior, destroyed mansion in driveway day seconds later. Clutch slips from Ding's hold and falls down, dead, a napkin stuck in his shirt pocket that Lolo Edwin picks up to read.
Congratulations, Ube Bubog. If you read this, you have now graduated from the School of Hard Knocks.
Marisol and Miss Argo hug Ding as he hugs Lolo Edwin. Exterior, rebuilt Fortuna Village on podium 2 weeks later. Acting Mayor Ding stands behind Prince Lumatak, Blinky, and Acting Governor Rando as Miss Argo speaks on a podium.
We hereby proclaim this Fortuna Village officially registered as owned by the residents, including the condo project and its land.
Squatters applaud, but faces turn fearful when they notice police on motorbikes racing toward them on the street. Exterior Fortuna Street, a moto SWAT team day seconds later. Colonel Tamara, bandaged, salutes Ding from his motorcycle as he leads the new police moto SWAT team driving past the podium with Officer Tito Cava and his imam on a scooter.
I love it. It's a fresh start for the city. Another great creative idea of yours, Mayor Bubog.
Thanks, Governor. New nickname of Philippines will be 7,000 Islands of Serious Public Safety.
Exterior, interior, mayor's limousine moving later that day. As taxi driver U-turns the mayor's limo on Fortuna Street, in his mirror, a van pulls up behind them and follows.
Your old spotter is behind us, but he's upgraded now to a Honda van.
Taxi driver brakes the limo hard, turns and pulls over, but the white van just brakes hard and pulls over too. Mayor's limousine sits parked with the van behind it until the rear doors swing open, dress shoes drop onto skateboards, and Mayor Ding and Governor Rando skateboard toward the van, firing pistols, blam, blam. Exterior spotter's Honda van on windshield and door, same. Bullets smash into the van's windshield and driver's door as the spotter leaps out with his phone, still texting. But blam, Ding's bullet shatters his screen and he runs away.
I hope Ondoy gets the message. Don't spot me. Sick of that goon.
Exterior, Fortuna Street, POV, mayor's limousine moving day. Governor Rando opens his window as their limo cruises past the new village school, and he sees Lolo Edwin teaching kids how to paint a portrait as Nurse Marisol conducts free health screenings, and then the rebuilt Kuya farm stands.
Me too, Ube Bubog. Me too. God bless the Philippines. Mabuhay!
A Bolo Kuya spots the limo and holds up his son with a flag, and the tanod hangs a brass badge on the smiling kid's belt as the two reporters snap the best photos ever of Proud Boy waving his Philippine flag, blue side up. Exterior, Tito's destroyed mansion at a memorial, day later. Janice mourns until police drop their wreaths and run toward Knox, removing rubble so she can open a bathroom door to...
Crikey, Janice, my love, can we go get a nice bucket of beer? I've been drinking water out of this old toilet bowl for a few weeks now.
Ringo pokes his head out and all his hair is singed off.
Salamat po.
Fade out. To be continued.